What? Oops, Chocks, I think we're a bit delayed.
Nah, no such thing as delay.
Just fashionably late, yes? What? Can you hear me?
Whew.
Falling into you.
Right. What's this?
Alright, Chocks, it's time to start recording.
Where's your drink?
Oh, shit.
Now we're late. I'm almost there.
Almost there.
Almost there, guys.
Alright, let's try this one more time then, yeah, Chocks? Alright, let's time to start recording, crack that open, and I'll join you on this one too.
Right. Nice.
Nice. Boom! What is up, guys? Oh, this is Alex from First Figures.
Hey there, everyone. This is CHOCKS.
Welcome to Friday Q&A with Chocks today 117. Of course, it is the Jet Black reservation stream. It is, of course, the 3rd of May 2019. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, EU. You should know. Good evening, Asia. And you should be sleeping, Australia. What's going on, guys? How's your week been? Have you had a good one? Love to hear from you. What's been going on where you're at?
No, Brian, it's not up for order. And what are you saying? What's up for order? Jet Black.
Now, which reminds me, Chocks, I just need to quickly update.
And that corner, Jet Black starts in zero seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronald.
God, like so
Good
much,
morning, Ryan Cage.
Like, this is like crashing a lot.
Hi, Neffy.
That's not what you want.
Salam, Alessandra,
Look at
Manino.
this, this is-
What?
It's like,
Oh,
I can't
you need to
open
upgrade your PC again. You upgrade your PC every.
99% CPU
You upgrade your
again. What's this
PC.
crap?
You upgrade your PC every new hire. I think you do this on purpose. You actually want the PC more than that new hire.
Let's restart that. Let's hopefully that's not going to blur everything up. Why is that running so high? 92%.
Oh my god, yes, that's crazy.
For God's sake. I can't get the
You've been
Firefox.
attacked. It's a.
Right,
Hey,
let's cut
Andy.
this down to 12 p.m.
Simon, how does this work then? Do you just fire off your questions and they try to answer as many as possible?
We don't try to, we do answer.
Yeah.
Do we have a Friday Q&A with Chocks and a virgin in the house? We like to pop a cherry a week. Let us know in the comments if this is new for you guys. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Ooh, I see a Mac Brown, a Jazzmataz Brown. Midnight in Australia.
That's an
That's a
old
new
school.
name.
No. That name's been there for before.
Really?
It's just been a while since I've seen that. How you doing? It's been a while. Let us know in the comments. Have you been doing well? What's going on? What's going on?
Jacqueline Belmont. Guess who got their first F4F a la carte arrived?
Did it arrive? I know you've been looking forward for that for a while, Jacqueline. I know you're all about that Vamps. Let us know in the comments. Is everything A-okay? If it isn't, don't let me know. Hit up CS. Otherwise, let me know in the comments. Oh, what's going on? We've got Jacqueline Belmont. I mean, obviously with a name like Belmont as the last name. Facebook, it's totally not her last name. You would expect her to be in...
Maybe
you know,
she's changed her birth certificate.
because she's that much of a Castlevania fan.
Yeah, yes.
It's not the first time that might have happened. It would not be the first time. Not going to lie.
What? MJP you're going to Turkey again?
OMG, that boy is more overseas than he is in the UK. Is he even British anymore? Every time he's more outside than he is.
Every time he mentions Turkey, that means it's another year gone. That's 3 times.
And then
now.
he shows you a picture next to the pool with his Stella.
I know,
you know, oh my god.
This Stella.
You know 52 episodes of Friday Q&A have just passed. Just like that. Unbelievable.
Hey Kevin, had to log in for the beginning of the stream, then I have to leave to see Endgame.
Alright.
I hope you
Enjoy
the
it.
film.
Alright.
See you back in 3 hours.
Jazzmataz is all about that Spyro EX. Appreciate that you enjoying it. Chocks. Yo.
So, oh, are you ready? Is all that PC thing done? Oh yes.
Yeah, we're up, back and running.
Wow, Mark Atwood, been waiting for Jet Black since I validated Spike.
How can you validate a spike? Oh, validated spike.
Validated.
Aye, not authenticated. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Who was saying that they were looking forward to? Who was saying
What?
about Spike?
Spike?
Who was saying about who was right waiting?
Mark.
Why didn't I see that on this?
Oh, who's waiting?
No, I didn't see
Further
that.
up. Oh, you didn't see it on there.
Or is it after the Jazz MC Mataz?
It's Simon. Oh no, that's Fire Your Questions.
Let me see. Nice one, Jacqueline. Do you think you can give it a bit of a wipe down? Will that come off? It's usually a bit of rubbing alcohol. Be able to or hit up CS for a question on that.
Hey Andy, what's a
What's
tour,
up, James?
What's a Tour de Yorkshire? Like you go around on a speed bike.
Where does it say that?
Andy has been dodging around the Tour de Yorkshire. It's like Tour de Force.
This is really old, right? Scroll down.
Yeah. Okay.
As I want to make sure we still got the stuff on.
Who, on yours? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who used your last one?
Simon, yeah.
K guys, yeah. What's the latest Bowser production? Same as last week.
Yeah, you know, if you're in the club there, or even if you're not in the club, what you want to be doing is following our Trello board, which has all the shipping information. All that stuff is on there. So I'm not bothering to tell you when it's going to be ready. It's only going to be ready when it's on that boat, and then you can then we can be specific about it. I am scheduled to go to the factory on Friday. In a week's time, to see what's going on. Possibly it will be there to start packing some stuff out, at least to get the Australian shipment out. Possibly.
Sure.
Very
I mean, guys,
ridiculous.
once, as always, before we ship stuff out to Australia, we'll get a sample into the office, and we'll post some lovely pictures of the boxes, packaging. You'll see how big it is, the size and the weight of it as well, so you guys have a good idea of what to expect. And usually once we get the production samples in, it should arrive in Australasia within 2 weeks. So you have a better idea there, not just looking at the shipping calendar as well. Once we start posting on the page, it's coming soon.
Rainer, Simon, all you need to do is go onto our website. There's a bit called schedule. Click on that, and underneath that there will be pre-order calendar and also shipping schedule. Click on that and bookmark that page. All the information is in there. Also, we do videos every now and then of that. There's quite a lot of production videos that I've done of that. I think this week I did one of all the bases. There's tons of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, you should definitely go check it out. I know you might have sort of been in there and gone out. If you just want to have updates, do check that out. Hey, Francisco Martinez. In 1 hour and 49 minutes, we're going to go through all the details on Jet. And then once we've gone through that, we'll give the pricing, everything. So, Jason Shepard's, WTF thread are they reading? Well, what you're seeing over here is we're using something that allows for us to stream to 3 different platforms. So you would see that these are obviously Facebook. This over here is obviously a YouTube comment, and then more Facebook. And we do have Twitch as well. And you can look at the very, very top. CHOCKS, we have 14 on, I think it's Twitch, 16 on YouTube, and 95 on Facebook. Okay, so those are the 3 informations up there. I believe that's the one it is.
Brian Kelly. Brian, check out this corner on this side. Jet Black details. We'll start everything in 1 hour and 48 minutes. So right now we normally every Friday we do our notices, week in review, just to have a chit chat with you guys, catch up on the latest stuff with you guys, and then when the time is ready, in 1 hour and 48 minutes, we'll go through the whole thing, anything with regards to Jet Black.
Chan Smith, if we pre-ordered Spike, we'll get the same number. Don't have to worry about verification next week, correct? Yes, technically. Although you still need to not just pre-order. You need to authenticate your Spike. You're welcome, Jason. And may D in a house. Very tired. Wish you luck and much love to all FRF fans. Good night, says Jazmataz Brown. Much appreciated. Have a good one. Have a nice dream. Alright, dream of F4Fs. Dream of F4Fs.
No worries, Brian. Yes, so in 1 hour and 48, that's where we start revealing all the information.
We're going to start with a
But the
documentary
pre-orders will normally start after the stream.
Aye.
So we need to do things behind the scenes so we can activate the page. So, don't worry. There's no need to rush because it's a reservation week, which means it lasts for an entire week. And then to validate for your number or your signature edition, that happens next Friday.
Aye.
Okay.
How's it going, Mr. Baker? Hopefully you don't get a shout out this week. Did you do shout outs?
Yeah.
Like clockwork. Every time. Hopefully he's not on it.
Hey Jacob, thanks for purchasing one of our products, but you need to hit up the website or the retailer that you bought it from. Those guys should be able to follow up with regards to replacements or whatever it is, depending on their
The distribution.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No
Kimberly says...
No worries, Kimberly's. I usually kind of like do them in batches. So after tonight's episode, I normally send out a batch to Phil, so he'll follow up on those. Don't worry about it.
And also Phil's been away on Friday and he'll be away on Monday as well, just a heads up.
He's away today as well.
Yeah. Today. Did I not say today?
You said away on Friday.
I meant,
like
I meant today.
Today.
This Friday, yeah. I don't even know what day it is, Chocks. It's all melded into one because we're living the dream, Chocks. Living the dream.
because you FRF every day.
I mean, living the nightmare. I mean, living the dream. One of these days it's going to be living the dream, yeah.
Where is your dream? At the office or at home?
It's in the club, yo. It's in the club, yo. MAD had a nightmare this week that you told us the dark side is they all fell off, woke up in sweats.
Live and breathe.
I actually had a dream about Sekiro.
Oh yeah?
Mm.
That's natural because you're playing the game and it's really hard to switch off because you're thinking like, oh, what did I do wrong? What's my next move? How should I avoid it? All that stuff. Right?
Actually, it was more about the streaming aspect of it. I mean, I play the games. I play intense games normally.
Mm.
I mean, when I do it, I think it's more about the fact that it's completely. I've played enough games in my life to know what it's like to play an intense game, right?
Yeah.
It was actually the fact that I've been doing these streams. I've done it now 3 times, right? Doing those streams, that I felt a little bit like I was dreaming about doing the streams and like the kind of, this sort of. It's kind of like a new experience, a little bit more pressure. I mean, obviously we sit here and I do this with you all the time.
Mm.
It's a little bit different also when you're on your own, running a stream and getting like mashed and then having to, focus attention on, on comments and not get mashed and, all that sort of stuff. And trying to be a little bit entertaining as well. All of that is kind of new. Well, it's completely new and it was quite interesting. And, when I close my eyes, I dream about it.
Yeah. It's a start of addiction.
All I can say is, though, Chocks, this Sunday I'm going to stream. It's going to be Let's Play Search Sekiro number 4.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of tears.
It's a lucky number, number 4.
Absolutely.
You can't mess that one up.
Can't mess that one up. I can tell you now for shoresies, like for realsies, right? For realsies, there's going to be tears, but it's not going to be mine. The OCC is going to cry and cry and cry because they're going to get a big fat 0 in extra points. That's what's happening.
I think they're a little bit wary about that because you've been saying that for the first 3 episodes, and then become like, it's just Alex being Alex.
No, there's a difference. I was allowed to grind. I was allowed to grind offline, and therefore it's going to make all the difference. Nana say in the house, what's going on? Dylan, I know some discussion when Spike dropped. Has there been any more talk about potentially doing the Bebop or the Swordfish as a resin piece? There hasn't been that much talk about it. A lot of it is we're focusing on the crew. But if people, when I say there hasn't been much talk of it, no one has really been pushing us for it. There's been a few questions here and there, right, Chocks?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it. People are like, oh, this needs to be it. And then I see like a huge amount of people like going, yeah.
Well, let's see. It. I mean, the teaser's been out. So,
right.
Guys, you should really be hyping up Cowboy Bebop for at least for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, you get 3-week window.
Yeah. So you guys, if you want to talk about the spaceships or the baddies, yeah, post those in the club.
Aye. Isn't 4 bad luck in China? Yes, it is MAD, but we're first to figures, and that counteracts that. So we're all good. Over here in First Figures, every number's good. Everything's fine. You want to give me 444 orders of Jet Black? Okay, I take it. I take it, no problem.
Why not 4,444?
I take it. No problem. I'll take 44,444. I'll take it. You want to give me 444,444 of Jet Black? As long as it's within a 1 month window, I'll take it. No problem. Alright, Chocks, let's kick it off with the notices today.
Alright. Alright, guys, so yes, as the stream title suggests, today is the Jet Black reservation. So, yeah, sit around, wait for an hour and 41 minutes, and yeah, we'll go straight into the Jet Black stuff.
Aye.
Yep. Alright.
What's up, Jake Kelly? We got Jake and Brian Kelly. Are you guys bros? Bros? We haven't had a set of bros since the Rostellos.
Yeah. I don't think there's
No, there's Hildebrands. The Hildebrands.
Any twins? Might not be bros, might be twins.
Aye. You'll pay 444 for war, would you, MAD? No problem. What you want, 1/8 scale? No problem, mate. Medrios, what's going on, mate?
Alright, so Sonic Boom 8, guys.
Aye.
The pre-orders for the Sonic Boom 8 combo free, those will be closing. The pre-orders will be closing today after the stream. Yeah, we'll be closing after the stream.
Anyways, you can do that later. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll open now. Yes, so the Sonic Boom 8 pre-orders are closing right after the stream.
Aye.
Guts, guys. Last Chance Guts was mentioned last week. So, yeah, that shall be closing as well.
Aye.
And then, yeah, so that means no turning back. We're in production, right?
We are.
And
Mute count 1. That's all Nana say would do, is counting all my deaths.
he likes counting.
The guy's so all about the analysis,
Yeah.
honestly.
All right. What next? Torch. Pre-orders are open for one more week. All right. Until next Thursday, the 9th. So that is the pre-orders for the Torch, the rings and the t-shirts. Okay. So pre-orders for the mini Aku masks. That is open until 24th of May, or possibly longer, depending on whether it reaches the 1,000 edition size. And yeah, other pre-orders that are still open: Mario and Yoshi, Solid Snake SD, Meta Ridley, Mimic, Shovel Knight Player 2, Phoenix Wright, Alphonse, Psycho Mantis, and Warp Star Kirby. Which one do you feel? Which one out of those do you think is going to be the next?
Closing soon.
Yeah, the last chance.
I would say Shovel Knight Player 2, simply because we're going to do it in the main production of Shovel Knight. I think Warp Star Kirby definitely would be the next two.
So there you go, guys. Just a little heads up before the last chance. All right. Something straightforward. All right. So this month of May, public holidays, the 1st of May, which is just gone. So guys, if you're still waiting for replies from CS, don't worry. You know, they're in the queue. They will be replied back to you. And the next one coming up is on the 13th of May, which is next, well, a week Monday.
All right. What's it for? It's Buddha's birthday, yeah?
Buddha's birthday is actually on the Sunday, so I think
Yeah, so it's the day after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Buddha.
Yes. All right. So before we start the week in review, something we should have mentioned last week, Q&A, is the photo contests. Guys, if you guys remember, our lovely admins set up pretty much the very first contest from the admins, right?
Shout out to The Law, who is
Yes.
chilling out on YouTube today. I like it.
And that is the spring theme photo contest. And yes, so we've already got the winners locked down. I believe some of the winners commented on the post as well. So much appreciate all those guys that entered.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, so the guys really went through each and every single one of them. So, and then they chose their 10 favorites and put them up for voting. And it seems like H, massive clear win there. Yes. And do you want to announce the winners? Yeah.
Over to you.
All right, so for the first winner of the photo contest, Annette Sorsba. Yeah, Annette Sorsba with 3,000 points. Wow, nice.
3,000 points. You gotta get some of that. Some of that,
points.
yeah.
All right, the second winner, that's Georgia Martin.
I want to enter next time.
1,000 points. What? And just get all your artists to get all your artists to do one for you.
Okay, and then I enter them all. I get all 10.
Yeah, enter them as a different name. Yeah. All right. Third place is Sleepy Michael with 500 points. All right. So 3,000 points, 1,000 points, 500 points.
Congrats.
And fourth place to the 10th place, each and every one of you will get 100 points. And they are Jennifer Traynor, Angela La, Patrick Bear, Chris Harrison, Paul Johnson, Maria Amsler, and Femke Hodeth Tavan.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys.
Tavern,
yeah.
I would go for.
We'll get those points PM'd to you, okay? So don't worry about it. No need to PM us. We'll hit you back up.
Once again, Law, much appreciated. There's another one coming. The boys and girls behind the scenes are working hard to come up with more community contests. It's going to be more and more. It's going to be more and more. I feel like not enough people entered this one. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it was because there's two reasons. It might be because it was a little bit complicated because you had a little bit of Photoshop skills. Or it might be simply because
maybe even have to have an actual statue as well.
Right, maybe, but also because it might be that the algorithms mean that when the Law posted that, not as many people would have seen it had it been you or I. That might be an issue as well.
I made a post about it as well.
Sure, yeah. Right. And I think that actually helped. I think we got quite a lot more when you did something like that. So, but we're going to test that out, test that theory out. Was the barrier to entry mainly because it was the Law posting it, or was it mainly because it was too difficult as a barrier to entry? Exactly. So we're gonna. I believe this one we're gonna bring it back a little bit, dialing it back.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, the guys behind the scenes are coming up with some.
Yeah, I mean,
cool
we haven't confirmed
ideas.
it, but we want this to be a regular thing.
Yeah, I mean, the guys are aware that they try and make it as easier for everyone to enter.
Yeah.
Whether they have a.
Yeah, we have some that are we have different variations. Some are going to be like this, some is going to be like that, and some is going to be more inclusive. It's just a little bit of fun things that happen in the club all the time.
Yeah, guys. So if you have any suggestions of trying to make it fair for everyone, that everyone can enter, do let one of the admins guys.
Materials is like, can we not do Photoshop? I mean, that's a good point, right? These are the sort of things that we're looking at.
Well, we'll try and do things for everyone. So maybe it's a Photoshop, it might be something else. Who knows? Right. Over to you.
Alrighty. Week in review. It kicked off on Fun Day, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sekiro number 3. Something, Chocks, I never thought was going to be possible. I died more in Sekiro 3 than I did in 2 and 1. 1, I was 19.
Yeah.
42 deaths in 2, and I thought to myself, there is no way.
This is under the new rules, yeah?
And it's under the new rules, that's right. It would have been 80 plus if it was not under the new rules.
Right.
Sword bitch absolutely mashed me up at the end, and he paid big dividends for these guys. Because, for the first...
That'd be quite interesting. Let's say, assume you finished the game, right?
Yeah.
Assume there's like 10 bosses. I don't know, right? Assume there's 10 bosses. Yeah. That'd be quite interesting, like...
How many did I die per boss, and that's what I made?
Yeah, like, or if by perhaps chance, we eventually somehow, I don't know, we want to do this license or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, which first character you would do? Like, do you do it in the order of how many times you died? Like the worst character that you hated, that really, you know,
But
kicked
what
your
happens,
ass?
Chocks, though, when you have multiple... because obviously from now on, I'm not going to die once. So all the remaining bosses, they're all going to be on... I died 0 times on each one, so...
Not once.
Not once. So then they're going to have like... So I've killed like 1 boss, right? There's like... Say there's 10, right? There's 9 more to go.
So they're all zeros.
They'll all
right?
be on 0.
Unless, let's say that chicken killed you, right? So that chicken would have to be made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was the Sekiro number 3. I can't believe I died more than that. But I have been given permission to grind offline, and I've done that. And I think I had 2 skill points, and I think I made around about 20 to 25 of these. And I've already spent some of them on things that was just going to help me grind faster. I'm totally confident now that I'm going to absolutely smash it up on Sunday. And here's the thing, Chocks.
I wonder how long it will take.
Here's the thing, which is quite interesting.
Like, where you going to begin? Like
This
on the stream, where are you going to begin at?
This
At the box?
exactly the point. Yeah,
At the
exactly.
same
Yeah,
spot, yeah?
absolutely. This, right,
Get a new controller, yeah.
is what I've been using in the streams.
Right.
This bad boy is in the office. I grab half an hour here, half an hour there at home because I have on Steam. I'm on both machines, right?
Yeah.
Nice to be able to install it, then pick up exactly
Continue,
yours. Yeah,
pick
exactly.
away
Really
from,
great,
yeah,
right? And obviously, I don't have my controller there at home. I only have the keyboard and mouse, and that was kind of weird to have to do it. But I learnt it all, and now I feel I'm gonna kick ass with the keyboard and mouse.
Are you 100% sure on that?
Absolutely. I'm bloody pro with it. Bloody pro. So we'll see. Sword B will still kill if you can't parry. So I have no... I'm feeling very confident, Chocks. We'll check back in again next week and see how we...
Everyone's like rolling their eyes. Yeah, we've been
There's
there
going to be
before.
boo-hoos on Sunday. All right. The other thing is, congrats to Avatar, The Last Airbender, hit the really high storied mark of quadruple numbers four digits.
Yeah.
1,000 yes votes meant that we went straight to a character poll.
How'd that go?
Okay. But here's the thing, Chocks. What I'm really surprised about is this. I purposefully said Avatar and Legend of Korra. Now, if you don't know about that, Avatar was 3 seasons long, and then Legend of Korra maybe 3 or 4 seasons afterwards, and it's like the same universe. And it was quite... My understanding of it was that it was quite... And I don't know much about it, right? It was quite... You know, a lot of these... The way these things have sustainability is because they have adult themes, but in an ostensibly childish kind of what... I mean, childish, you know, as in aimed at younger audiences, but inside there are still things that adults and adult themes that are in there. And it was quite interesting,
Hidden
apparently,
messages.
is that Korra was a lesbian. My understanding is. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed or not. I'm not 100% sure. But that was what I remember reading about when it actually happened.
Right. But kids are not going to look at it in that kind of way.
Sure. They're just like good mates.
Just enjoying, yeah.
Yeah. But how is it even possible? How is it even possible that Korra is not even in the top 3? What is going on, guys? Avatar and Legend of Korra, surely that's like talk to me, guys. What's going on? Is this a Naruto Boruto thing? What's going on here, guys? You know, what's up? What's going on? Because the original is way better, is what Alessandra says.
Do another poll.
But I heard it was supposed to be really good.
Do another poll, innit?
But it's within it.
Do another character. Like, keep them separate. See how that is.
You reckon?
I don't know. I think people might go, oh, I saw that poll, but I didn't see the other poll.
Right? Neo D says, I thought Korra was, if not more popular than Avatar. Right?
I like
See, Emma loves both. So how is it possible? Do you want to put it up? Is that that's not it over there, is it? That's the.
No, that's not it.
No. How is it that Korra is so like? I get it, right? Avatar is probably more popular. I get it, but to be so low on the list, what's that all about? Like the stupid sheep dude. Like what if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. 10th. And there's like not even 200 on that. And Aang is up at almost 700 already. Right? 70% of Aang's TT guys came up to fucking play. Aika guys, can you come back? And that's in 1 week, Chocks. In 1 week, 70%. In less than 1 week, because that was on a Friday. So on a Sunday. In less than 1 week, 70% of people come back for that. How is it that Korra is not even 200? I like Boruto's dad series more.
Boruto's dad series more.
Naruto right there. Never seen either. Korra's could just felt more rushed than Avatar and lacked the overarching villain like the first series. Interesting. You get the same. Callum prefers Korra, so what's going on? Jokes were better, character interactions developed were spot on, and it was fresh at the time. Which one is that? Is that Korra or is that what's he talking about? OG is much better than Korra in writing. And the law likes to do a lot of writing, so I take his opinion on the writing quite seriously. Nickelodeon didn't do them any favours, an advertisement, the creators are not interesting. Neo D says he's surprised that Korra has a massive following, but that's the point, is there? Has there been? I might rerun it, to be honest with you. I might rerun it.
There's too many varied opinions here.
I might rerun it and keep it specific to Korra and see if that makes any difference. I can appreciate that you liked Korra but didn't quite finish it. I don't know. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised about many things, Chocks. Some things surprise me. Legend of Korra, lack of points, and me dying more on Sekiro number 3. But when I come back with 0 deaths on Let's Play Search, number 4, that don't surprise me much.
This is saved forever.
I can't come back and delete this bit, right? From after what happens
this is
on
saved forever. After Sunday, people will be like,
I like it.
Flashback.
Alright, it seems that keep an eye on chat.
The chat's not working?
Yeah.
James Test says, could be a similar issue the Kingdom Hearts poll had, where the main poll reached over 1,000 super fast, but character poll lacked because of the split of how many characters there are.
What?
I guess it just depends on when and where you start the series. Some people's gonna watch the OG, and some of them are gonna start with the later season.
Right. No, I totally agree.
So there's always gonna be a different camp. Mr. Chan Smith says, if you have 0 deaths on Let's Play number 4 and actually make significant progress, I'll eat a shoe.
I'll eat a shoe. Cheeky.
Well, there will be 0 for sure. Because
we're making one.
We've never done a Let's Play. What's it called again?
Any Let's Play.
Yeah,
was
never done a Let's
exactly.
Play.
Yeah. What was that game? Was it like Go Home or something?
Go Home?
Yeah, like or Gone Home or something like that. Gone Home, yeah. Where you can't die. Let's do it. Right, so let me bring this back in. Falling into you.
Look for leaks. What are you talking about, Justina? Zero MAD. 0 deaths. I'll buy 4 war statues.
I have to get the license to do that. And then I'll be making them at 1/6 because you can't handle the 1/4. You can't handle the 1/4. Alright, cool. So that was Airbender. I'm quite, as I say, quite surprised about that. Alright, moving on. Varia suit. I did a bunch of videos, right? Varia suit, saying that's really one of the most hardest things that we've ever done. So I do apologize about that. You know, some people are like, oh, it's been delayed again in the US, and I appreciate that. I'm really sorry about that. It's super, super difficult.
You wrote down the reason why, right?
I mean, for sure. I mean, you just take one look at it, you can see how difficult it is. It's just a feat of human creation along the lines of the Sistine Chapel chocks. In all seriousness, that is really difficult to do. And
on a good day, how many made?
30
Yeah.
on the daily average, and now you can see we have to make another 1,000. And that's 30s on a good day. Sometimes it's like 5, 6, 7. MAD, you can get some serious detail 1/6, it's not a problem. But it's all speculation. Steve Johnson! In 1 hour and 22 minutes, we will be going through all the we'll bring him out, we'll show you the size, we'll go through all that good stuff, then we'll run a documentary. A documentary will last about an hour, and in there it will go through all the design choices, the detailing, and then once that's finished,
there'll be a comparison as well, guys. There'll be right next, having Jet Black right next to Spike as well, so you guys can imagine how that looks on your shelf.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right then. So, Nana, just keep your eye out. Do your job, Nana. All right. What else we got? So, Sonic, Supersonic is 100% confirmed.
Yee!
100% confirmed. I've done enough research in this piece. I'm confident that we have ways to make it less risky. I'm 100% convinced that we can get this done in a really nice way. All right, so you just need to consider that we're now going through that stage. It's going to take a bit of time for it to come through, all that sort of stuff. So it's really important that there is...
That's right, Elaine.
Is she there? Oh! Elaine, I know, has been one of the... There's Elaine, there's Michael, there's been a few people, Chris, Athe or something as well, that have been pushing for that.
Where are the Sonic fans? Where are the Sega fans?
What is up, Monya? So yeah, this is definitely something that is really... I'm really excited about. I've got... there was a time in my life when I was like, it's no use, if you know what I mean.
Did you say Supersonic or Super Shadow?
Rewind. Super Shadow.
Super something. Super Robotnik. Super Metal.
Super Shadow. Did I say Supersonic?
I can't remember at all. It was saying so fast. Super.
No. I know that, Viku. Yeah, so definitely Super Shadow is in the works, and it's not just about his color variants. I have ways in order to get that kind of style where I'm like, okay, can this have this version, that version? How can we do this to play it a little bit risky, then reduce the risk, give it the chance? Because there was a time when it was no use, and I was a little bit...
That was no use.
You know what I mean? When it was silvers, when it was...
Silver!
Yeah. So it's definitely something that I am really, yeah, Callum, it's 100% confirmed. I haven't confirmed anything with Sega. With any time I say it's confirmed that we're working on it. There's obviously, of course, licensors, but should be okay. I say that, right?
It's confirmed here. It's confirmed here.
I've done enough research to know that we have a killer idea that I think is going to be great appeal and it's going to look amazing, that I'm willing to go to the next stage and go to the next stage. So the first thing is to get the motivation to actually bother thinking about what would make a good statue. And then that involved a period of about 2 weeks of back and forth about what would make a good statue. And I posted a little picture and people weren't happy or they were preferring some other things. And I said, okay, I'll listen to what the club's got to say. So there was a pose in there that I quite enjoyed, I quite liked. And people were like, this is quite nice as well. So I had my own thing, and maybe when we do the making of, or maybe when we ever do one of those, booklets at the end of the coffee books, we can have all those sort of what could have been. So, that's definitely something that is really important to really consider and think about. So that's definitely. Hey Viku, what's your Facebook name? Are you VV? We'll see. Alright, moving on. We did a picture of... I also asked about Super Shadow's base, and most people voted for space, so we're going to look into that. Arty bust. Size differences, small and large. Small and large, large and small. What a huge size difference there is. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So I look forward to... I love the details. I love how they're both captured in both the small and the larger one. Of course, the small one's not small. It's a lovely little size. Still got all those details in there as well. So it's really going to be a kind of... When that goes up for pre-order, it's going to be, what do you want more from this? Do you want more about space and overall presence, or what is it that you want? So we'll see what comes back from that. Spyro PVC. So this is a bunch of videos. AMI LSB, there's a bit of transparent resin being fixed. That was from the solar reflector.
Yeah.
The wings themselves, getting rid of some of the dirt that was in there, some of the imperfections that would have been there. Spyro PVC assembly line, if you had a chance, go check those out. Crystal Dragon showed you guys that we're working on the molds for the mini ones. I'm looking forward to that, Chocks.
Yeah, the metal molds.
A lot of different colours we can do for that. And it would be nice sort of con fodder, if that makes sense. Take some to the cons, that would be nice.
A very nice size as well, right?
Really nice size. Yeah. And then some guts things. The one was 3 heads better than 1, so I showed you 3 videos of the painting of all different versions. Grinning face, shouting face, serious face, blood layering, 3 versions of that, removing the seam lines, all that sort of good stuff as well. So that's definitely there. Viku, what's your English? What's your thingy bob? What's your name on Facebook, Viku? Spike transit test, prepping for the Asia warehouse, all that sort of stuff. So obviously that's now that we're doing Cowboy Bebop, etc. It's good to be wrapping that bad boy up. Bowser, some videos of that. Seeing, does anyone need a spare base? You can see many of those stacked up. They're looking really good. Looking really, really good. Hey Steve Hessen, what's going on, mate? Philip, yes, absolutely. The Crystal Dragons are absolutely going to be sold separately. Whether or not they're going to be the same color as the one in the group, in the actual thing, that's to be confirmed. Probably not. So those are specific to those. We'll have to see. Again, the Aku's adding some wood staining, Banjo, pictures of the swoosh, body rubs. Zero. Has anyone seen a picture of Zero holding and shooting the guns, and is he left or right-handed? So that was actually quite interesting. I actually really designed, if you looked at the original concepts we had done, we actually had him slashing with the right hand. We're now going to change it to the left hand, and we're going to be able to have it in some versions, maybe a switch out for one of the exclusives or something, would be to then shoot, to swap out for the blaster as well. Yeah, so depending on what you want to do. Cool. Alright, and the last one is Mega Man PVC resin. They look the same at the moment. That one was actually of the resin. Mega Man from, classic Mega Man, that is now physical, and it's looking really, really good. Cool. Alright guys, I just have a couple of videos to show you. The first one is a inspection video, which will then follow up with a dreaded drop test. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. What is up guys, this is Alex from First Figures, checking out the life-size Aku Aku mask. I've got it right here. I'm also checking out, for the first time ever, that there's actually, in the factory, there's two things to check out. So there's the Aku Aku masks, and that is both the golden and the standard version, which is what I'm looking at over here. And this is the golden over here. And we also have over there some Shovel Knights. So the factory's ready at both the same time. So that means that I will be able to do double drop tests. I don't know if I can do them both at the same time. And also check all of these out at the same as well. So this is the second time I've been here. The first time I went to see, it was the pre-production samples. These are the actual final production pieces. Now, this is the first lot that's supposed to go off in order to go to Australia for the Asia warehouse, just to sort of make sure that everything is okay in terms of the shipping, etc., etc. But having had a look so far, it's looking really, really good. I mean, I knew that from the first time, so what I'm looking at now, it's not really, I'm expecting all those comments that I had from before, which there weren't that many, from the last time, from the pre-production sample stage. I'm expecting those to be done, and so far they have been. It's just mainly sort of making sure that the lines were clean, and the way that there were separations, and the way that we were doing the shading. These are some of the things that I was looking at, and that's looking fine. Also to make sure that the sensor was working fine for these actual pieces. So yeah, in terms of the Aku Akus, they're looking really, really good. Really, really cool. I love seeing the sort of army of these Aku Aku masks. And if I swing over to this side, we have the golden Aku Aku masks, which is again are looking very, very cool. Now, I think it's because of the reason, the lighting. It's kind of, we have the light in the middle, makes it kind of hard for the camera to pick it up, so I push it into the middle. But look at the way that really shines. Thank you, Rachel. The way that shines, the way it catches the light, because of course it has this kind of metallic finish for the golden version. And again, it never gets old, guys. It never gets old. All right, so far I need to look in more detail. The Aku Akus look like they're good to go. Now I'm here to look at some Shovel Knights. These are the exclusive version because it comes with the head. Now if we can just pop, can we take one of those heads off please? And then swap them over, yeah. Great, thank you. And you can see all the details, making sure all the sort of weathering and sort of battle scarred rusting effect is all there. Some shading in here, going through that. It's looking good. Nice and vibrant on the base as well. If we look at one of these other versions, this is, of course, again, the fish head version. All the textures there. Now all of these bad boys, they all pop off, but they've got little magnets in there as well, so that will stay on nicely. These pins over here, they've been made in, 是不是合金来去做的，对吗？是金属的，这两个是金属吗？
那两个好像不是很好看。
这是什么？哦，
它就这样搬都没事。
Oh, okay, okay. We've added some. Oh, sure. We've added a bit of. It's called soft. It's called a bit of soft resin in there that gives it a little bit of movement on it, so it won't. So the reason why you add that is it gives you a little bit of movement on it. It's not so hard. That means that if you accidentally hit it, if it was normal traditional resin, it will boom snap off really easily. So we've added what we call soft resin in there to sort of stop that from happening. Very, very useful. But yeah, I mean, as I said, this is the second time I've been here looking at this. So all of the lines is what we expect it to be. The team has done a great job to make sure that those sort of comments have been carried throughout. I mean, that's the importance of having QC in the factory the whole time. It means that when I come and do this inspection, I mean, I'm looking at stuff that I already know that's pretty much done, because I've been getting these, we have like these, well, we'll call it a WhatsApp group, where every day this has also got a little bit of it in there as well. Okay. Every day they post pictures of how things are going, and that's why I can actually show you guys those in the group. I show you guys quite often some of the behind the scenes stuff. That's the sort of stuff I'm looking at every day, photos, videos. So I'll be able to spot any issues there. And of course, as you know, I come the first time round and I look at the pre-production samples. And if I have comments there, because obviously sometimes you've got to sort of see it yourself. If I have any comments there, it means that I can see whether or not they've actually are sort of putting those comments and making those changes as per those comments. I can see that remotely. And of course, as I said, having a permanent QC team in the places of the factories makes it that much easier. So when I come here for the final inspection, if the team has been doing their job correctly, which they have been, it means it's very easy to then just say, yes, let's start looking at going to shipping, at least for the Australian side. So yes, of course, this is the ornate plate version. And again, it's got this lovely sheen to it. Look at that lovely sheen. Nicely interchangeable. I like how the sort of the matte of the skin version of the head, of the fish head, sort of contrasts with the shininess of the metallic of the helmet itself. So yeah, guys, it's looking really, really good. And we have another table over here. Again, I need to do a little bit more inspection afterwards, but so far so good. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave it here. You know what that means? It's going to be a double DDT. So what was that? A DDDT? Wow, that will be a first. Alright, FRF is love, FRF is life, and I'll see you in the next one. Boom! Amazing! How cool is that? What is up, guys? So there was a review of the production line for, of course, Shovel Knight and Ornate Plate. Yep. And of course, golden and normal Aku-Akus. So those are going to be sent out to Australia pretty soon. I will be showing you the DDDT.
Okay.
The DDDT.
Which one goes first?
It's the DDDT. So they'll be coming. We'll do that after we go through the rest. But hopefully you guys like what you see. Let me know in the comments if you're waiting on a Aku-Aku or a Shovel Knight or an Ornate. Any of that sort of good stuff. Love to hear about that. Hopefully you guys like what you see. It's going good. The team is doing a good job in China, checking everything. I feel confident to say, right, off it goes to Australia. All right, Chocks, over to you.
Oh, you're done now, huh?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Nah, I knew that it was. I just blasted through the first bits.
All right, Temptation Thursdays. All right, let's see how this goes.
No, I did that in the pre-production sample video, mate. Get it right.
Right, last week's assassination classroom.
Choose Lamo again.
325 votes currently. 66 votes says yes. 259 votes says no. So I guess there's not many assassination classroom fans are rallying. Right. AAA game. 527 votes currently for Horizon Zero Dawn. For Alloy. 358 votes for yes. And 169 says no. So more yeses than no's.
Did you went for Aloy, yeah?
I should have went for the machine.
Exactly. You should have gone for the bush.
The bush.
The bush.
The bush with 384.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh well, there you go, guys. So keep on rallying. You know what's up? You've been asking for this for months.
No, let me give it to you here. I'm going to send you the link for that. Gabriel Gutierrez. All right, no, I'll just put that in there. You can see that. That's the link to the pre-production samples, and that's where I go all the way down the line. Yeah, Ben Carpenter says he'll get Koro Sensei, but did you offer to make him? Nope. You offered to make Leimo Nagisa.
Maybe in the future we will revisit the poll.
Aye.
All right, next week's Steam World Dig. Next week's TT Steam World Dig.
Let me know who's chomping at the bit to say yes. Let us know in the comments. Are you going to go for the Steam? Are you going to go for the World? Or are you going to go for the Dig?
Or something else.
Some variant
Something
of that.
else, yes.
I'm assuming Steam World Dig. There's a shovel. I don't know anything about that. I need to look into that. Let me know if you guys have played it. If I should be play searching it. Let me know what's up. And then after that, of course, Chocks is an anime.
Yes.
Soul Eater. So
Soul
Eater. Okay, let's do this.
Comments?
Pindar Draconia says, "What has happened to Midna? I can't find anything on her. Has it been cancelled? Your silence has unnerved me to my bones. The site you have on your timelines for production has been unintelligible." Pindar Draconia, I have a question for you. Are you a member of the official Collectors Club on Facebook? Please let me know in the comments whether or not you are a part of the group. If you are, you may not have written, I believe you're not, otherwise you would not have written such a comment as such, and you would not be so unnerved to your bones. So please let me know. If you're not a member, I will then point you in the right direction so you may see the updates. Having said that, 2 weeks ago I did post an update on the stream. It's in the club, it's on the last stream. Hopefully you will have a chance to see that and be feeling a feeling of relief. Indeed. Indeed. Or as Matthew Sharp says, "It's not been cancelled." Of course, he's got a British accent now.
Oh, he has now.
Yeah. Alrighty, sweeties. What do we got going on here?
Alright, hashtag winners from last week's stream. Hashtag FRFHB.
Pindar, if you are in the group, have you not seen the latest Midna update I gave 2 weeks ago? Let me know in the comments if you haven't seen it. Go ahead. Sorry. All right.
Yes.
Hashtag winners. Hashtag FRFHB. We have 3 lucky winners. Here are the initials. SLBJPI. Let's try that again. IJSLBP. PBLIJS. Let me know in the comments. Ahmed Abazar. In 58 minutes, we're going to show Spike and Jet. We're going to run a documentary. Then after that, we're going to then go through the pricing, go through the shipping costs, and then we're going to make it live on the site after we stop the stream.
It's happening.
No worries, Pindar, just to give you a bit of a heads up. But I do appreciate what you're saying. Our timelines on our website are intelligible. We should be updating that.
Right.
If it's like clearly gone past it, we should update that. Whose job should we make that? So it's someone's job.
It's a lot of updating. We'll push it every single any dates that's gone past the quarter. We'll just put it to the next quarter.
Not if it's a obviously not going to be next quarter. We'll put it to where we think it's going to be.
So it's going to be changing every month. If it's
No.
month.
We're not doing it by every month. We do it when we think it's going to be. I.e., if we know it's not going to be next quarter, because we haven't even started making it, we wouldn't go Q3. I mean, right now we're in Q2 now, right? I wouldn't say Q3 because it's not going to be ready by Q3. So therefore, we won't just go, oh, and then the Q3 comes up, and then we're like, oh shit, we're going to put it out to Q4. I would go, right, it's not going to be in Q3, so we think it's going to be in Q4. Boom, we put down Q4. We don't just keep delaying it, by quarter by quarter. We just go, we think it's going to be here. Boom, it's going to be there. Oh, the winners. What is up? Is it the JNL? What is up, Jeff? How you doing, mate? My parents are in town now. It's time. They actually came over for company lunch. I did a shout out if you wanted to. It's like that now, is it? Oh. How the people over at the B live. It's like that now, is it? Oh, I'm not going to go to Outback Steakhouse anymore. Oh. Let me just say, it's time to get shuffling. I want to earn me some of that B money off of you, mate. All right, winner number 1, Sven Luchin. Lochlin, congratulations. Lochlin. Next, Jasmine Bardaki. Christensen, congrats. And last but not least, Isra Paquin. One more time, Sven Lochlin, Jasmine Bardaki, Christian, and Isra Paquin. Congratulations. You're very welcome, Pindai, any time. Vanatar, over on YouTube. Would you mind reviewing the numbering of the jet statue options for those who purchase Spike? I believe there was ability to obtain the set number for both, but could be wrong. You are absolutely correct. What happens, Vanatar, is you just need to authenticate your Spike when you receive him, and then you will get the same number for your jet. But to be clear, you still should validate during the 24-hour period for Signature Edition. Sorry, Jeff, no shout out. Alright, Nesweet's hashtag. Let's do it. Hashtag F4FJet for a chance to win 500 reward points chosen at random. Hashtag F4FJet, JET, for a chance to win 500 reward points chosen at random. 2 lucky winners so far. 2 lucky winners for now. That's right, Neo D. Neo D. That's right, Justina. James, you got it right. Let's do this, Cassie B. What happened to Anita? Cassie's back. Cassie's back. Back at it again. I like it. You're very welcome, Jason Shepard.
Right. There it is.
Let's do this, King of the Ring, part 2.
Alright, just found the post. Looking for it as well, yeah?
No, just going to CHOCKS in A. I'm preparing that. Looking at yours.
Alright, King of the Ring. Okay. So, guys, I'm just looking at the King of the Ring. That now and say posted. It looks like.
That's cool, isn't it? Jesus!
Some extra pictures there.
Holy smokes, Nana say you've outdone yourself.
Right, I'm just trying to get my head around this here now. So, just a quick glimpse of looking at the first image. Is the top part is showing last week's battle with the results, the final results, and at the bottom it's showing the current battle, which is currently still ongoing until next Wednesday. And at the end of that same picture, it's showing next week's battle. The second image, which is the ranking image, which is showing the first matches, the results from the first match, right? So it ranks them in order of the statues. The third image is XYZ, how many people have been eliminated.
Brendan Freedy out in the first week. I love it, mate.
Yeah?
Brendan Freedy out in the first week. I love it.
I'm
I
assuming.
love it, love it, love it. Who else has been my first blood? Olivia Jones. Philip DeForges is over on YouTube. Denied in the first week. I like it.
Oh wow, I'm not gonna go through that.
No,
That's
no,
remaining
no,
pictures, like those
no.
people remain.
No.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna read exactly what's been mentioned
Aye,
in
let's
this,
do this.
in this thread. Right, King of the Ring tournament number 4, week 2 summary. Last week's battle saw Ornstein defeat Nightmare with 1700 versus 878 votes.
Finish, no more votes.
Okay, the results saw Ornstein advancing to round 2, Nightmare ranking 9th to 16th. Obviously, that's the first match. 169 entrants advances.
Boom!
17 entrants eliminated.
Yay! I like it.
Alright, let's check out. Right, so we just checked out the summary images. Alright, current battle. Round 1, battle 2 is now underway between Alphonse and Vice. This battle and has so far received 1.8k votes. Quite a lot. Alphonse is currently beating Vice with 1,300 to 411 votes. 1,300 versus 411 votes. 98% of entrants predicted that Alphonse would win this week.
Boo!
This week's battle had 4 possible outcomes. As Alphonse's vote count is greater than last week's loser Nightmares, the outcome where Alphonse loses with less votes than Nightmare is now impossible, and any entrants that predicted this has been preliminary eliminated. Okay. This impossible outcome has resulted in 1 preliminary elimination.
Boo! Yay!
With 3 remaining possible outcomes this week, the current outcome will see Alphonse advancing to round 2, Vice ranked between 9th and 16th place. The 154 entrants who predicted this will advance to next week's battle. The 15 entrants who did not will be eliminated. So, the conclusion. With over 900 votes separating the two, it's looking highly unlikely that the winner of this battle will change over the next few days. However, Vice's vote count has been steadily increasing over the last few days. How close could we see Vice get to Nightmare vote count? Will this be good for your prediction, or could it end up proving troublesome? Okay, blah 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 blah. So, what are your thoughts and predictions on next week's battle when we shall see All Might Casual AF take on Saitama? Do you agree with 74% of the club who have predicted All Might to win? How do you think the loser will rank compared to Vice and Nightmare? The current voting remains open for this week's battle until Wednesday, 8th of May. So make sure to get your vote in. Best luck, guys.
Much appreciated, Nanasay, to come up with that really detailed post. I really appreciate that. Chocks, you have to answer those questions. I don't, because I've already made a prediction.
Alright.
I joined the 74%. And where I expected them to rank, I've already done all of that. Because you've not done an entrant, and I have.
So you're still in the game then?
Actually, go have a look. Am I still in there?
No.
I'm going to go and find if I'm still in there.
Yeah, you should look for your name.
I will do. I'm going to look right now. Let me see. Should bloody better be there. I don't want to deny myself. That would be awful.
That would be embarrassing if you're out in the first round. I can't see it. It's too small.
Yeah.
I can't see
Let me save it and then zoom the hell in.
Zoom it. Zoom. Wow, so currently one's been eliminated again in the Alphonse versus Vice round.
Download, right. Let's get this open. Oh god, it's the wrong bloody picture. This one.
So currently there's a possibility that 15 people will be eliminated next week.
Oh, where am I? Come on. Please be in the blue. Please be in the blue. Please in the blue. Please be in the blue.
Oops.
Please be in the blue.
You're there. You're not in the red.
Did you see me?
Where are you? Keep going up. Have you looked on the right hand side yet?
I'm not looking at the right hand side. I refuse to.
No, the right column.
Yeah, I'm looking at both.
Did yours not count?
Did I do a not valid entry?
You did
I don't get how to do this. Where the hell am I? Aye.
Where?
Yeah, baby. Right next to Mizrahi. Mizrahi. I like it. Still in it. Come on, Alex. You can't take me out. I like it. Alrighty then, Jocks. Any snack review today before we go and do the DDDT?
No snack. No snack this week.
Did you pin the hashtag?
Yeah, the
Alright,
hashtag's
sweet.
been, yeah.
Alright guys, we're gonna obviously we have another 47 minutes before Jet Black details. I'm gonna drop you the DDDT right now, and then we're gonna kick it off with the questions. So we will see you in just a second. Shovel Knight, Dreaded Drop Test, and Aku Aku Mask, Dreaded Drop Test, same time. That's the DDDT, the double Dreaded Drop Test. Let's do these. But first, Rachel, come have a look over here. We have the F for F over here. I've just quickly written this over here and over here as well. That is to show that we're using the same thing. We're not trying to swap anything. The double Dreaded Drop Test. Let's do this. Let's do this. 1, 5, 1. I'm not even sure which one is which.
Yep.
This one can get a couple of times. Ooh, that one sounded pretty bad.
Yeah.
This one I think is
Shovel Knight.
Aku Aku's, right? That's heavier. Aku Aku. Yeah. Now, of course I can do it on top of each other. Alright, let's do this. Bring it over here. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go, guys. We have over here. Okay, this one is. Okay, we put them with. You gotta see. It's been. Oh, that's nice to do a double dreaded drop test. Whew. Here comes the troops. Preparing a nice space to make sure everything's okay. Double boxing for the win. Let's see if I can do this into widescreen mode. Boom, there you go, widescreen mode. So the first one out of the races, out of the horse out of the gate, I should say, over there seems to be Shovel Knight. That's over there. From a distance, check out how you open that. Slice it down. Pull it around like that. There you go. Pet peeve. That's done. Right, over here we have Shovel Knight. Alright, so have them both open at the same time. Again for this one, easy peasy lemon squeezy, very good. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we have the Shovel Knight and we obviously have the Aku Akus over there. Here we go. Now, if you look at the Akus, these are all in one piece. There's a little something underneath there that was there to protect this because this could easily break. So that's why we have something there. We'll put the batteries in there as well, guys. Don't forget that. In the meantime, I'll have a little look while they're working on that. I'm going to switch to zoom in mode or normal mode, and then we'll be looking at the Shovel Knights. Oh, both not ready yet. So they're both golden here. We have the golden Aku Aku and the ornate plate. Alright, so let me just quickly check this one. Seems to be okay there, no problem, no problem. Now these are all separate pieces, so I'm not worried about them. Now this is what I'm concerned about. Nope, that's all intact. Make sure that's okay. Yep, alright, no problem. Then let's have a look of this. Yeah, these are all, that's not broken, and that's not broken. Para panza chamienda. No problem. Pop one in. Oops. Boom! Congratulations to the Shovel Knight. You've passed your DDT. Now moving over here, we have, oh, spoiler alert, has already got the electronic seems to still be working, but let's just make sure that the bit on the bottom is. They've made a mistake with which one goes in which one. So 这个是应该是放在这边，对吗？ Okay. You see, guys, it's slightly done at an angle. It doesn't go in straight. It goes in slightly at an angle. And wow, look at that. Now these are, in order to pass this drop test, that's why those pieces are separate. Nice. So just making sure everything, well, the electronics is working. There's no looseness, no breakages over here. Where's the, oh, got the sound over there. Make sure that's, yep, that's good. Good. Congratulations to the Aku Aku mask. You passed your dreaded drop test. Who will be next? Gonna leave it here. FRF is love, and FRF is life. Boom! The DDDT, first time in FRF history. Boom! Passed. Flying colors. Flying golden colors, right there, Chocks.
Safe.
Safe, double safe. Steal, safe. I like it. So I'm very happy to say that those are now off, going to be like,
yeah,
packed
finally
up, sent off. This, that,
you know,
that,
the first life-size replica for the mask. So that for the Crash mask, that's the first one in that line, and then the first one in the Shovel Knight line. Right. So yeah, first indie game piece as well.
Alright. Justina says, have you considered instructions for putting together and repacking your statue? I know repacking was brought up before. I mean, if we had more bandwidth, one of the things we would like to focus on is a bit about these unboxing videos. That would be something nice.
But I guess the easiest, from a collector's point of view, the easiest thing to do is before you take them out of the box, take a picture of where they are. So when you took them out of the box and put them back in the box, you put them exactly where you took the photo.
Alright. Now, work phone Gmail says, Alex is very awkward sometimes. Does that sound like me? Have you thought about your own name, mate? Work phone Gmail account. I'm not going to get dissed by someone with that name. Let's be clear. What about 3DDT?
Would that be?
What's the 3DDT?
How can you carry like three boxes?
Oh, that would be a TDDT. A tripla.
Yeah.
A tripla.
You
That
need-
would be
you need a
that would be a DDT sandwich.
Yeah. you need a factory that's working on three at the same time.
Alright. Why not have a QR code to scan and show an unboxing video? That, Mike Hutchinson, is the most amazing idea, except for there's one slight problem. You scan the QR code and there's nothing there because we ain't made shit. That's the problem. We have to actually make the actual video in order to have something when you scan it. Now, of course, if we had the bandwidth, we would be doing it like a flesh. But we just don't right now. For now. But we hope we will in the future.
Damien. I always think to myself, should take a picture of this so I can repack it at some point. But when it came to it, I'm so goofed up with excitement, I forgot about it.
I like it. That's coolsies. That's cool. Oh my god, after all that time I didn't even bloody get the Q&A thing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good tip, guys. So once you take the top layer of the polystyrene out, take a picture of it so you know where things go. Highly recommended.
Wrong hands.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Mute count 2, just in case you're worried, wondering. Nana say mute count 2. 2.
Two.
Fucking hell, let me finish drinking, mate. OMG.
What?
OMG.
Are you? No, what?
Look how close. OMG.
Stop doing that. What was it doing there in the first
Then
place?
I put it on my desk to review, innit? Speak to Buffy. Speak to Buffy. She should know what I'm like on Friday Q&As. I like give shit away by accident all the time. Don't leave sensitive stuff on my desk.
That's super sensitive.
That is...
Way past
Can you
that line.
imagine if that becomes a thing? Holy smokes. Nani?
Just check in.
Keeping an eye out, yeah. Thank God, you know, can you imagine we forgot about that and then we started doing the old school style of like picking that up and like showing stuff around.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That would have been some serious whoopsies. Alrighty, let's do these jokes.
Are you ready?
We have 35 minutes of Q&A to get through. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, put them in that thread. Andrew John Messenger, can we have some images of the Yu-Gi-Oh line, pretty please? Not yet, but it's something very special. Martin Coniali, since Alex is from the UK, any football clubs you're cheering to? Yes, Watford. I don't follow much football, but Watford is my home team. I always hope that they do well in the Premiership, etc., etc. Go Hornets.
Is that the nickname?
Yeah.
Go Hornets.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you Barnsley?
Barnsley.
Barnsley? Is there one in Granthorpe? Or Scunthorpe? Is it?
I think there's a Scunthorpe team.
Yeah. What are they called? Scummies.
Scummies.
Scunthorpe. Yeah. It's scum, not
Scunthorpe. Oh my god. I ain't going back there again.
Is Thorpe Park near there?
It's Fort Pat near there.
Yeah.
Oh Christ, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. It's up north somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Scunthorpe? What are the thoughts? Grimethorpe?
I'm not sure any other Thorpes.
Yeah, well, I guess
Thorpe
Thorpe Park. That's what I'm saying. Is it near? I don't know. Is that
I
why
don't
it's
know.
called that?
I don't know. I really don't
So
know.
you're telling me you weren't going there every weekend then because it was so close?
No. It's too expensive. Like
Aye.
theme packs.
Right. On-scene drop test. Not even at that stage yet. I don't even know why it says it's on the shipping calendar. Obviously, when they're saying it's supposed to be on the shipping calendar, they're like, everyone's like, "Oh, it's on the shipping calendar." I'm like, "Is it?"
Well,
That's news to me.
It's not clear enough. Pretty much every other day, people are asking, "When's this out?"
Andy Forster, stop ripping my accent from Barnsley, will you? You're a Barnsley boy. This is a Barnsley boy right here.
I don't have a Barnsley accent.
What the fuck was that? That was like the Queen's Barnsley accent, yeah?
Queen's Barnsley.
Luke Glazebrook, will there be any vehicle lines in the future potentially for F-Zero? Did we not do it for Captain Falcon?
I'm sure we did.
We did. Now, of course, that's not the car, but if Captain Falcon can't get the
high
numbers,
yeah.
would his ship do it? His car, his vehicle, etc., etc. Pharaoh Sev, I really appreciate the new calendar with updates on the shipping production. My question is about the update of the calendar. How is it done? On what basis? See you during the stream. Okay, great. The shipping schedule on the left-hand side is what has been locked in. I don't know why. Are you telling me that? Why is he put? Let me see.
Wow, Jason, you support Tottenham?
Nice. Okay, let me see.
Andy, is he really a Barnsley boy? Are you abusing him?
Where's Ornstein?
Ooh, shit. Hello, monitor.
They said Ornstein mid-June. That's fair enough.
What? What's the question?
I saw that Ornstein was on the shipping calendar only because people in the club were going, oh, it's on the shipping calendar. I'm like, really? Why is it on the shipping calendar? And...
Oh, somebody made a post about it today.
Right.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah.
So, I didn't even know that. So, Pharaoh's talking about this calendar and why and how has it been done. So, what I'm saying is, generally, what is on that shipping calendar, that is what we hope to what happened. Until it says on the boat, nothing is guaranteed. That's what we're planning for. And as you scroll across to the right, there's a little section that goes all the way, and this might be a problem, Chocks. You've got to go all this way before you start seeing this area.
Yeah.
Casting done, painting stage, home stretch, not yet in production. This sort of thing, it might be a problem.
Sorry,
It's such a problem that it's so far away.
Maybe
from
put
here.
maybe put a column there that says production blah 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 blah, casting blah 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 to your right.
Like, where would you do that?
Why would you do that? So you can.
No, where would you do that?
Where? Just right after August. Yeah, just like a filler to view. Like you have a filler every other month. You know, if you want to see more where the product is at a certain stage, please scroll to your right.
Please scroll to your right to see the different stages of production for items already pre-ordered. Oh, pre-ordered.
And then just whack that.
Pre-ordered.
Like, can you add a different color or something?
Yeah, I'm
A
gonna
different colour
see if
to
I can
it,
do
yeah.
that. Pre-ordered. That's a good question. Can I do that? It's the...
Wow, Spurs.
Add a comment. Move that across. Put that
Yeah.
there.
I guess that would be, you know.
And then
And
just
then-
moves that across like that, yeah?
Yeah.
As that comes in.
Yeah. Different color.
Don't think I can do that.
No.
But I can put something here. But like read above or something in red. I've got here more labels. Create a new row as a row warehouse. It's got all the white colours.
Give it a title or something.
Like what?
Production statuses. Something like that.
I think that's be enough for now. See how people get on with that.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, real time. And how is it done? On what basis? So Sunny updates that when he gets information from the factory and when they expect to ship stuff, but until it has on the boat doesn't count, right? Those can move. Then on the right hand side we have casting started, painting stage, home stretch, not yet in production. Those are managed by my team in China and they update them accordingly. And then Shinago, in the last stream you said something about unannounced licenses made you rethink 1/4. How many unannounced licenses are there at the moment and any time frame when they'll be revealed? There's no time frame. It's always when it's ready. Let's just say, it's better to ask that question. There's quite a lot of potentials that we've been looking at. And a lot of the time that they get confirmed or a little bit more likely they're going to happen, that really happens during Vegas time. And I've just actually been working on my schedule. So far, how many have we got? How many licenses? How many meetings have we got lined up, Chocks?
I looked at the website.
Oh, did you find anything?
I think this year they had like they have a map. Have you seen the map?
I haven't. I mean, there's generally a map, isn't there?
I don't know. I don't think I noticed last year, but this year they have a map, and it's quite cool. You roll over it and you can see the names pop up.
Right. I think I'm not sure if they had that. They might have done. So look, this one is, I believe, confirmed with who you know who, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's one on the first day. So far, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the first day, right? Then second day is 7, 8, 9, 10, and then dinner plans there.
Yeah, I was going to say how many dinners.
There's a dinner over here.
On the first day.
Yeah.
Another dinner on the second day.
Yeah. So the first day was that 6 on the first day? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the first day, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just 4 for the second day.
Did you not confirm another one? Is it on the second day?
Then there's a dinner thing on the second day.
Earlier on tonight, you said you confirmed another one. Is it on the?
Yeah, that's this one here.
It's on the first day.
And actually, I just got you asked me as well about where's That's a bit obvious, that one, yeah.
Okay.
They just got back to me to give me some times on that, so that's another one to add to that. So assume that.
Oh
somewhere,
yeah,
right?
I know, yeah.
Literally. Literally. Yeah. I'm so crap at this one. And then on the last day is 1, 2, 3, 4. On the last day, so the total. What did I say?
You finish
so
quite
6
early, don't you?
On a Sunday or on a Thursday. Yeah, most people only have these 2 days.
Yeah, no, I get it. Even on the first 2 days, they finish quite early.
For now, I'm still adding to the list. These are so I can make these up again, and there's some of the people I haven't hit up yet. These guys still need to get back to me as well.
Yeah.
So
We're not letting him in the party.
Huh?
We're not letting him in the party.
Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that will count that as a meeting. 11,
11, yeah.
12, 13, 14, 15, and that's 16. That's 16
I feel like
meetings.
There should be more. As in, like, what we have. Yeah,
Well, actually, if you think about it, 16 meetings, for suresies, that we haven't announced 16 partnerships. Have we announced 16 licenses? Because these are not licenses; these are licensors who have multiple licenses.
Yeah.
So obviously you can go right. Obviously people know we work with Nintendo, Sega, and Konami, Bandai Namco. These are all Activision. These are 5, for example, right? People know we work with Funimation, etc., etc. I'm not sure. Did I say how many I said? 16. That's then, yeah. 16.
16.
How many do people know about? And therefore, you can know if we're talking to new people or not.
Yeah.
So that I'm not sure. In terms of that.
Yeah. Be interesting. Guys, keep a lookout around June time. That's when you're away for the licensing show, and then Alex will normally, hopefully anyway, this year as well. Again, you do a diary.
And what's interesting is
diary every day. That
I'm also going to.
You'll post.
I'm going to E3 afterwards as well.
Yeah.
So that's a lock. That means that maybe some people that don't attend licensing but are in the industry that I've known. I want to hit up some people that would be nice to say hello to, etc.
Yeah.
Via E3, and some of those can lead to actual other kind of conversations, etc., etc.
And just to keep an eye on the trend in the gaming industry as well.
Course, mate. Course. And I want to find, now that Earthworm Jim's been found, I need to start finding someone to make me a Dirtworm Tim.
Yeah, that just came out of nowhere.
Right?
Oh my god.
Can we talk about, speaking of Vegas and the licensing show, right? It was quite interesting that I was very privileged to have had a chance to have seen that exactly.
Justine, I need you to spill the beans like Tom Holland.
So what's interesting, Chocks, is I can remember when we were doing those updates that I told you, obviously we have our own sort of more open updates on the phone when I'm in Vegas, etc. Ones that I can't quite for the club, right? And I was talking about how that I actually got a chance to see the Sonic movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a chance to see the Sonic movie. That was exactly a year ago in June. Well, actually, Vegas was last year. Was in around about May. Actually,
you saw
yeah.
it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you
Yeah,
saw
I saw it. I
You
gave you a
saw
call,
it.
and I was like, Chocks, I've just seen this, man.
Yeah, I know,
They haven't even
I know.
announced this, right? It's crazy
I know.
that I've even seen it, right? And then we met the Sega team in
Gamescom.
and then we went into the around the back, and then
Around
we
the
showed
back.
it there, and you got a chance to see it
Actually,
as well. Yeah,
was it the same trailer?
it was not. I hadn't seen.
No, the one that
Eggman?
you,
No.
the one that you saw and the one that I saw at
Yeah.
Gamescom, was it the same trailer?
Yes.
All right, okay. But
Yes.
obviously, this new one that's just been officially announced had additional content.
Absolutely,
Yeah, it was much
tons and
longer.
tons of additional content. Neo, I'm not repeating what Neo D says, all right? So, I we'd had a chance to really see them. That's really before it was even announced there was going to be one,
Yeah.
and then
It was
obviously
even
seeing,
announced before it even going to be one. And then, the Sega lads knew, because I told them I was a big fan of
Right.
Sega as right, and they were saying, I was like, is there anything about SOR? right.
Yeah.
And then they said, yeah, there's a new SOR coming out, and then like later on, Streets of Rage 4, boom, announced, right?
Wasn't that at a show at Gamescom, or was it at PAX? Wasn't it the first time they did it? Was at PAX?
What?
Like it came out of PAX West, the actual playable version.
yeah,
of it. Is
yeah,
that
that's right. Yeah.
Which was like the next month or something like that.
It was very, very,
Yeah.
very soon after that Gamescom.
Pinder, are you looking for? Are you looking for the updates on Pinder? It's not in the announcements. We don't post them in the announcements. Let me help you out here, all right, Pinder? Let me help you out here. I know it's Cheeky Randy who posted who took a screen grab of my thing. Alright, Pinder, here you go, mate. Enjoy. Enjoy. Let me know what you think afterwards when you have a chance to check it out. Alright, where we at?
You were talking about Sonic trailer.
So, interestingly, they're going to change it.
yeah.
So, the reaction to Sonic was the reaction to Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
There was,
Mixed responses with regards to Sonic.
there was
Obviously,
certainly
there was a lot of
some
noise.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there were people were surprised with the announcement and the showing of Robotnik.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah.
I never saw that.
There's quite a few positivity with regards to that. People were quite surprised tonight seeing Jim Carrey back in movies and OG performance, etc. Yeah.
Can you give a shout out to my friend Mike Hock? Ismail. Shout out, mate. So, I got a chance to see that. You obviously got a chance to see it a few months later.
Mhm.
That was really interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact they're going to change the actual look of it, that's quite an interesting thing from a merchandising point of view. There's
Sure.
implications on that as well, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's kind of interesting. But the whole thing was it was very much an honor to be able to see it earlier on. Very, very interesting. And I look forward to seeing what they come up with in terms of the new design.
Yeah. I mean, credits to the guys that are working on the CG, behind the scenes. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
a lot more pressure and a lot more work for the guys for them to do. Obviously, unless the date changes, but we're still seeing that as November. So yeah, hopefully we'll have something new to check out soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's carry on.
Yeah, and it's great for the OG creators of Sonic to jump in. Yeah, so everyone trying to jump in, make Sonic as best as he can.
Look what Neo D says.
What?
Does that mean you're gonna? Let's just say, my thoughts is as follows, Chocks. originally the plan was TF. Sonic launched that
All right. Yeah.
for Sonic's birthday. I'm thinking actually we're blessed to have so many Sonic products right now. Although it's been quite a while since we had some Sonic stuff, so we are going to hopefully, where we can, as close to all around, if everything goes smoothly, let's get Sonic and Tails up for pre-order at Sonic's birthday time. Then let's concentrate on getting TF in the marketplace. So that can be pre-orders a little bit earlier, but in the marketplace, in shops, on shelves, around the launch of the actual film.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the TF. Obviously, everyone's seen it. It's not actually the Sonic version, the movie version, but of course, you would expect there to be a spotlight on the Sonic franchise, and why would you not take advantage of that? Back to Hanana's Shinagle question. Any time frame for when they were revealed? No time frame for that. It is what it is. We look at the timings. We have so many things in the works that we got a little bit better at this, haven't we, Chocks? We've made mistakes of announcing things too early, like huge mistakes of announcing things too early, and we're getting better at not doing that. I should say. Not messing that up anymore.
Hey, Christopher.
Anything more than a hey, Christopher? No, was that it?
Hey, Christopher.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thought you were going to say something else.
It's cool. We've been chatting behind the scenes.
What, Dring?
Yeah.
Oh, Dringy boy.
Yeah.
What's up, Dringy? I appreciate the...
We're going to have a serious talk of that thing, we talked about.
Dongxi Nambe.
What?
Dongxi Nambe.
What's that?
Dong Si Nan
Okay.
Bei.
東南西北
Yeah.
That's how we say it. 東南西北 Not 東西南
Dongnan
東南西
西
北
北
Yeah, that's how we say it.
Dongnan Sei Ba.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's weird.
Well,
isn't
obviously,
it?
north, east, southwest.
North, east, southwest in English. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? North, east, southwest, and 東南西北.
Yeah. But Dongxi Nanbei. Dongxi Nanbei.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, right? That's what our serious conversation.
Ah, right.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna.
Okay, yeah.
That's what we're gonna talk about. Yeah.
Oh, we're just talking about.
Is that what you're
We're
talking
just
about?
talking
We're gonna
about.
talk
We're just talking about 東西北.
There's no but. It's Dong Say Nan. Even I know the translation.
Yeah.
That is, there's nan, not
Nan.
but.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we're talking about nan, and then we're not talking about the bread right now.
Yeah,
We're talking about
yeah.
nan bread, are we? Oh Jesus! Christopher, now
Bloody
I follow. I like it. So appreciate that. We're gonna re-look into that and cry into
thanks,
our
Chris.
cry into our southern
He's in that camp. Come on.
southern comfort, mate. Have you ever tried any southern comfort?
No.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I need some southern comforting right now, mate. All right, let's move it on. All right, let's go. Adam James Meredith. If the Horizon Dawn TT meets requirement to be considered, will there be a character poll? Of course.
Of course.
Bush number 1, bush number 2, bush number 3 and 4. Choose your bushes. Damien Bell. How is Grey Fox coming along? Any more plans for further statues of MG line beyond Fox and Wolf, if Wolf is definite? Maybe looking to explore others in the interim. We'll see. Cannot wait to see this coming in the MGS PVC line. I need that little collections of minis. I appreciate that. Very nice. Thanks, guys. You're brilliant at everything you do. I appreciate that, Damien. Denise Kip, what are your thoughts on adding simple stands for additional heads? That would be a nice display for them next to the statues. Did you just come up with a mini DE to go with your mini display case? I like it. A little mini DE. Or we call it collector's piece. Companion stands. I like it. See, the thing is, not everything is additional heads. In fact, it's not that often we actually do additional heads, is it? Obviously, guts. It's not like we did it for Alucard, it's not like we did it for a plethora of the other ones. Jake Mayer, what feature of any given statue would make you say is the most difficult? Let's say human character, example face. Sculpting, clothing, or is it paint applications? Sometimes we're given 3D files and high resolution, therefore the face is super easy. Sometimes there is no 3D high file resolution, and it usually is on pixelated old data, and therefore it's not as easy because that's subjective. However, difficulties has got to be in production side of things. That's the design stage. There are difficulties at different stages. The design stage is definitely going to be faces overall, maybe poses. Poses is also really important, but at the production stage, it's usually going to be something like lights is usually the most hardest. 3 PM, kill a kill. Okay, let's do it, yeah? You need to speak to Annie. More Berserk reveals. Skull Knight is almost done. Zelda, coming. Avatar, the blue version or the airbendy one? News on Genos. Nothing to report. Derek Baker, with last week's talk about not doing 1/4 for everything, is it possible OOT MM can be revisited? We still need at least 6 more stages. OOT and MM resin would probably not happen. I would do those as PVC. Because those are not 1/6. Those are some more. They're smaller than 1/6, aren't they, I think?
Yeah.
That's like our PVC sizes, to be honest with you. I think it is. Joe Pedro, what can we expect to see from the Sonic line after Tails, Sonic, and Sonic TF? Super Shadow? Absolutely. Can we expect a modern metal Sonic next year? Mate, I don't know about next year, but there are some other ideas. What do you want to do next? We should probably do a modern diorama, shouldn't we? Also, I want to do a modern Knuckles. I want to do a modern Tails. Oh yeah.
There's that.
Oh, what the hell? What happened? God, all these good ideas that get paused and forgotten about. So I'm too busy having warm and fuzzy meetings with Michael.
What else? I mean,
I think Tails and Knuckles need a modern, and then I think we need to do a diorama of modern.
how about Amy? Those posts keeps bumping up by the same couple individuals.
But the like counts, they absolutely dead same. Yvonne Horrocks. Really enjoying the production videos recently. Such a fascinating process. It has made me wonder what your favorite stage of creating a statue is. Order day. That could quite quickly be the worst day ever. I think honestly the order day is kind of the most exciting. You build up to this one piece, and then you've been working on it for such a long time, and then boom, you go out for pre-order. We look forward to seeing what happens with Jet Black. We're happy with what we say, 4,444. Very happy with that. If you guys want to do that, we don't worry about that number, no problem. In terms of the creating the statue, yeah, of course, it's got to be that day. Have a great weekend. Look forward to play set number 4. You're not going to be looking forward to it because nil point.
Hey Christoph, hey guys, will you come to Gamescom in August? If things go.
Who?
Christoph Stino.
Nice.
Yeah, so if things go to plan, everything runs smoothly, then yes.
Did you go last year? Did you see us last year? David! Number 1. Does the announcement of Persona 5 Scramble and Persona 5 Royale, or Royal, for late 2019 and 22... Is it Royale or Royal? 22?
For
Royal?
what?
Get you more excited about that franchise as a potential license? Absolutely, no doubt in my mind. It's the first time that they've had so many variations of the Persona 5 characters, right? You know, obviously you had 4. You had the fighting game, the dancing one.
Yeah.
But these are quite...
It's quite cool, isn't it? Coming out with, you know, now they're working, you know, with another Japanese developer team to bring out Scramble. I know there's...
That's a Muso, right?
Yeah. I know a lot of people have mixed reactions because maybe it's not their type of game, but, you know, having more Personas is always a good thing.
Hey Salem, yes, you know, I've definitely thought about that before.
That's right, 7 minute, guys. Justina, thanks for reminding.
Yowzers! You mentioned in the club this week that Sonic PVC and Sonic Tazra might get swapped. What factors contributed to this decision? Boom! Already said. Elaine Kennedy, hope you're both well and having a good week. Yo, you've already covered my Super Shadow questions. I'm sure he will look amazing. I have complete confidence you. Love FRF. Much appreciated. I see that's just been edited. You mentioned suggestions for characters you'd like to see for GNF FRF Boomline. What's the best way to put forward the steps, the suggestions? Definitely on Fun Day, Chokes. Get all about that, yeah?
Yeah.
Or feel free to bombard us even more when it comes to Sonic's birthday, because hopefully that's when we're going to be launching the Sonic and Tails. P.S. Thanks, Alex. The 2 posts were right beside each other on my newsfeed, and I said it on. You're very welcome. No worries.
Oh, Christoph said he did meet us
Aye!
at the Gamescom.
Nice one, Christoph. Let's go again. Bring anything that needs to be signed. Don't forget, you might have forgotten last year. Let's do it this time. If you did get some stuff signed last year, bring it over again and we'll sign the back. Because that's how we roll. Nanase! Hey lads, how's the miniatures coming along? Yeah, we're doing a proof of concept with the mini metal crystal dragons. Let's get that done. Then we'll have more confidence on that. Do you think these will be eventually come apart like their own like TFs and SDs? Possibly. Let's see what's up. Is a large die-cast statue possible without too expensive? You can't handle the weight of that, and nor could I. I would love to see your products, some traditional sculptures of variants, like one day with a bronze or marble look. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. I think a really good version of that would be something like Link on Horse. Not to do it perhaps in those colours that we did the original Link on Opponent exclusive, but more of a classy kind of bronze that you could stick in a back cave. You know when they like pull it back and then like there's a button and put the head back. That kind of bronze bust is a bit of classiness, right? A lot of our stuff is quite very, very, what's the word? Colourful. But we've seen it, you know, where this kind of stuff can actually look super classy in a bronze, and we saw something, you know, somewhere.
Yeah.
Some HQ, right? That looked pretty classy to me.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. And I would love to see what we... Yeah, so I think Link on Opponent would be a really great example. No, not Link on Opponent. Link on Horse would be a great thing to do for that.
All right, Christoph, yeah, sure. I think I can get a statue in. If you can get the statue in, sure.
You might just probably bring in the base.
Yeah.
Depending on
what base it is.
Yeah. Adriano de la Riva, how are the Chuns? They're doing alright, actually. They're doing alright. They're always waiting in the background. Whenever there's lots of drama in the club, I'm more than happy to speed dial them in. Right, enough of this shit, mate. You take over. Brandon Rulf. Any news on the black variant of Shovel Knight on what's the next on the line? No news on that. We were just talking about that the other day, so we'll look into that. Ms. Rahi, how's Ornstein coming on? We're still a little bit of a standstill with some approvals on that, so just waiting for that. Any more information on the possible pre-order for date for Nito? Nito looks shit. The style that I did for the clothing, I'm not happy with it, and that's what I was worried about. Back to the drawing board. I'm not sure. We have some plans on how we're going to go forward with that. Did I tell you what that's going to be?
Go on.
Mute number 3. 1 minute to go, guys.
Interesting.
Any more information on the possibility? Where's SD Ornstein? Yeah, it's a good point. We haven't even started making the molds on that. Any more information on the possible pre-order for Skull Knight sooner rather than later, I would say. Alex wasn't satisfied. Treve Hodgsman. Alex wasn't satisfied with the most recent Amaterasu PVC tests. What still needs to be improved? Oh, it just needs better finishing. The finishing touches needs to be done by spray painting and not done by hand painting, which is done for the sample, which would be done for mass production, but just not for this bit right here. Robert Elliott, that's interesting. Michael Bonahek, would you have considered games like Crash Bandicoot, Dark Souls for your play search? Absolutely, why not? I saw someone comment that Amy wrote, Modern Amy was cancelled. I thought you said she should simply pause. Can you clarify that one? Pause. And 3, 2, 1. Now, Chocks, I can't make this up. The timing is amazing, because the next question is Brenton Friedley, and I ain't going to read anything from him, because that loser, out in the first round of King of the Ring, he don't get to ask any questions. So, I should be clear. If you enter the King of the Ring, greedy for those 20,000 points, or 12,000 points, and you go out, I ain't answering your questions.
Oh, no.
I ain't answering your questions, so towards as we get through the rest of the competition,
now, huh?
as we get through the rest of the competition, the only person I'm going to ask and answer the questions is Rose Passeri. And there was some other winner last time as well, yeah. 2 people, I only answer that. The rest of it, they're all going to be eliminated. I ain't even going to answer your questions. Let me see how many questions did I miss out here. Alright, I'm going to zoom past these, right? Because we're going to go into Jet ASAP. Let me just go this through, okay? I'm not sure there's one answer, but I don't remember. If you have the MC and if you have MC and Ancom are both registered, will the Bowser match the lowest number of the 2? Yep, I guess so. Alright, let's go. Shout outs. Bada bing bada boom. Let's go. Patrick Minchberg, what's going up, mate? Adolfo Honorato, Troy Blair, Oshi Harris, Martin Angel, Michael Bonaheg, Jake Mayer, James Tesk, Bang H. Lee, and Stefan McNally. Yes, no, Derek Baker. Troy Blair, it seems everyone's getting some big love. The big N let some Zelda out to play. Nope. Adolfo Honorato, do you guys have any updates on Ivy? Yeah, she's looking much better. We're almost at the point where we can submit the team is working well on that. Any possible when Faye might be coming out? Looking amazing. Submit that next week for approval. 3D. Also, have you considered making Trish from DMC? We're working on Dante right now. Randy Gerards, what's Guts edition size? That's a good point. No idea. Still open for pre-order, mate. Get it right. You should be asking us next week. It's open for at least another 10 minutes or whatever it is. Randy Gerard, Let's Bucci. If 0% you started development, 100% is actually finished ready to go, what consider we provide a link for that's a good way of trying to get around asking questions about Zelda. I'll give you an answer on that. About 80%. Ron R. Jacobs. What's up, guys? Do you know the size of the Mario and Yoshi? Is there anything about Horizon? During the sales, I've not looked at that anytime recently. Is there anything on Horizon for that line? There is, but I'm not saying what that is. Ahmad Khalid. Is there any info on today about day 1 validation thing? Yes, we're going to give all that information right after the end of the documentary. Charles Bilbon. Hey guys, it's the conversions waitlist only happen once a week. Yeah, something like that. It's once a week, which is much better than what it used to be, because we used to be, once you get to the website, to the warehouse, we then used to like wait for ages. That now it happens on the fly, so it's much better. And if it happens what day of the week, it's usually, I have no idea. That's something for operations. Do you have any idea, Chocks?
Monday, Tuesday of the week.
There you go. It's either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. One of those. Christina Karp. Any updates on the RTLSP? Yep, it is going in production, and hopefully we're going to sort something out to Australia first. Mark Atwood. Hey guys, Jet is going to be my 3rd ever FRF. Much appreciated. On top of Spike X and...
Sorry. She wasn't... Christina was asking about Artie, not Amy. You were talking about production.
Soon. And do you have any updates on the potential design of Faye and A? Yep, Faye looks amazing. Ed looks amazing. And Ed doesn't look as amazing yet. We put attention to Faye, and I'm going to go to Ed. Thanks for all the folks who do. Much appreciated. Thanks for the appreciation, and I appreciate that. Callum Hall, please, any updates on Bayonetta? Tom Brockman, will we still write a link announced anytime soon? Not too soon. I want to give you my money's wink if we'll see it before July. Dead-eyed stare. Vanessa Vibik, hi, I have a simple question about writing. MAD, last Wednesday, I say Stark Siders are fans okay with 1/6 for one. I'm just curious, why wouldn't it be a better idea to start with the one room 1/6 and then the prices will be just go forever? How much would that be approximately? If you can ask them the fan update for the prices of Monday, the answer is it'll be too much for your ears. 1/8 for the Thwonic horse. In fact, mini worn horse. That's what you're gonna get now. Daniel Jones, any news on Genos? Nothing to report. Justina Rarin. Any questions? We're going to come to New York Convention this year. We're thinking about this. We haven't really looked into it. We're thinking about that still. We're still liking the idea of MCM and EGX. We're thinking about that. We'll be able to see you guys play Destiny and PlaySearch. I know you'd be an amazing person to be in the party, right? We have to see what people want for PlaySearch. What kind of games would you personally like to play on the PlaySearch? You're any game. I like to do ones that are a little bit intense. That I like the element of people wanting me to die. So maybe what? Amnesia? Michael Pilot, hey guys, hope all is well. Questions I had on my mind, but I just wanted to ask, since you technically own the license of the series you made the statues for, is there any reason why you royalty-free music that is totally different? Statues and more music, completely different. Usually you'll find that some of the licenses don't actually have the rights to the music for anything but their animes, rather than using it for products and advertisements. That is for surezies. Not everyone's the same, but that's definitely something we come up past. I think it might feel the necessary, Totally understand. The answer is, if and when we can, we will absolutely always try. Brendan Rossello, Ica, Callum Hall, Cold Harder updates. That is something that I've asked before, and we'll get that sorted out. Right, let's do these! Jet Black! Bring him out, bring him out. Oh, let's do these! Chocks, 102.
Okay.
So, 5 minutes late.
It's just some of the comments that these guys are leaving us over the
Like what?
like Alex on speed.
Alrighty, let's do this. Let's do it. Do it. Prepare the table. Do it. Do it. Oh, for you Chocks, bearing in mind you already revealed it.
Not everyone knows.
Yeah.
Not everyone watches ACG.
That's true. That's true. Hey there, Space Cowboy. Look at the size of that bad boy. Smile.
And the bass.
And the bass. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is.
Not many people have seen the back. They've always seen the front.
Ah, that's true.
At the conventions.
That's true.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we are going to go into a lot of detail in this. We have a documentary just under an hour or so.
Yeah.
We're going to play that for you now. It's going to have Spike, it's going to have it all there. You're going to be able to see everything, see what the exclusive version is, all that sort of stuff. So ACG, we hope you like what you see. More details in that, a lot more details in the documentary. We'll see you on the other side. What is up, guys? This is Alex and First Figures.
Hey there, everyone. This is Chuckles.
Who do we have here? Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop,
Bebop,
Jet Black. Hey, Chokes, it's been a while since we've actually visited our Cowboy Bebop line. Of course, the first one was the legendary Spike.
Yep.
And here we are with the next in the crew. The crew of 4, and that of course is Jet Black. And what a member to be working on. Of course, he's this kind of gruff detective, kind of policeman kind of style, turned bounty hunter, and it's been such a blast working on him. He's been working on him for quite a while, but it is such a blast to be able to work on him and go through sort of, basically to be able to do anything with the Cowboy Bebop series has been an absolute honor. So it's really fun to be able to actually be working on him and seeing how he pairs up with Spike and the rest of the crew. It's a good one, Chocks. It's a good one.
Good.
So thanks so much for joining us. We do these documentaries just to give you a bit of insight on what we're doing, how we do it in terms of making something. In this case, it's obviously Jet Black. And I believe we go through some questions. We have an official collectors group on Facebook where we ask people whether or not they have some questions, and people post in there. Is that right, Chocks?
That's right, yes. So every time we do a launch, in this case Jet Black, there's a post that I create in the club asking you guys, do you have any questions with regards to this one? Whether it's what's in the next line, how big it is, how does it compare to Spike Spiegel, etc., etc. So this is the documentary where all those questions, well, most of the questions will be answered in here.
Okay, cool. I take it then we got some questions then, did we?
Yes. We've got some questions and we've got some shout outs, which I will explain a little bit later on what I shout out.
All right, sweet.
All right, so let's jump straight into it then.
All right.
All right, thanks for joining, guys. So, first question, Brenton Friedley. How long have you been working on Jet?
So that's a really complicated question to ask because the answer isn't quite as simple as straightforward as we started and then we finished and then we're launching. There was actually some things that we had to consider about the timing of this launch. Now, we actually finished Jet Black quite a long time ago, so therefore we would have started working on him even earlier. I would say we probably started working on him maybe in 2017, possibly end of 2016. That's sort of, definitely we were talking about getting the license from Sunrise and Funimation before then. So at least 2016. Then the work on him definitely started in 2016.
Right.
And
So same time as Spike?
Right, so here's the interesting thing. Actually, we started with Jet Black first, and we actually did Spike and Jet Black at the same time, and actually the plan was that Jet Black was going to go first, simply because we got to the stage where we were happy with Jet Black, and Spike was still working on him and he wasn't quite where we wanted him to be. And it's quite interesting to think that when we were going to go live with Jet Black, we actually found that Spike, the sort of latter part of the development of Spike was actually a little bit smoother than expected, and therefore they kind of was almost like done at the same time. And there was some things that we had to change with Jet, which actually made him 100% finished for a long time, and then we went, wait a sec, we can improve this a little bit, namely the face, and that led to us actually restarting his head, and as a result Spike took over. And at the end of the day, if they were going to be pretty similar in terms of timing, we're talking like 1 or 2 months difference, it made sense to probably start the crew with Spike, which is obviously what we elected to do afterwards. And as a result, with Jet Black, we said, it's been ready for a while, but we're gonna actually do them and space the pre-order in a certain way. We'll get to that in a minute, but let's actually talk about when do we actually debut Spike and Jet. Do you remember this, CHOCKS?
Start spinning.
Oh,
this
sure,
guy
absolutely,
first,
yeah, sure.
Right.
Cool. So
I remember. It
was C3.
C3 in Hong Kong. Yeah.
And that
was on. We had that.
It's about a year ago.
Was it?
I like to think.
Was it 2017?
No.
2017 C3? It's got to be.
No,
Not
2018. Yeah, sure it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I remember being at Sunrise's own booth.
Right, that's
it was
right.
on a little glass display.
That's
we
right.
went there, you did a video recording.
Yeah.
And it was like first time showing the bases as well because we took Spike and Jet Black.
We did. I think.
I'm sure it was 2017 because later on in that year.
When is C3?
We took C3's around about February, March.
Then it's definitely last year.
Are you sure?
100%. No chance was in 2017. It was definitely 2018.
But we also took these guys to ACG as well.
Correct, which was a few months later. Absolutely.
You sure it's 2018?
100%. We did ACG last year.
Yeah, it's the first time, wasn't it? So, I keep thinking we've done it twice. I don't know why. I'm thinking too far ahead. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, definitely.
So it's been just a bit over a year since we debuted both of them. So the timeline of that was the fact that they were both ready. We actually launched.
2016 all the way up until 2018 was pretty much all development.
Correct.
Development on this anime and other anime resins that.
Right, that's right. So 2018 we debuted him at C3. As we said, both Spike and Jet were both ready at the same time for that show, and we then got to the point where we launched Spike around about August, I believe it was. August or September, possibly of last year.
Right, it was not long after ACG for sure.
And Gamescom, right? So once we launched that, we thought, you know what? We could straight away launch Jet. Obviously, it'd been approved. But we decided to actually wait a little bit longer and wanted to let the development of Spike go through the production process just a little bit more and also let people's wallets recover. Because, you know, most people, if they're, you know, a huge fan of the Cowboy Bebop series, are most likely going to want to collect the entire crew, which we've obviously got in development. So Jet is first, with Spike is first, followed by Jet. We didn't want to overburden the collectors to buy Jet so soon afterwards. So what I wanted to do was get to the stage of production where I was comfortable that it was on the home stretch. And right now, as of today, Spike is already in the factory. Production is already sort of very, very deep into it. And I've actually just last week approved it to start going out to our customers. So it's much easier once you've received Spike to be able to consider how big is Jet next to Spike once you have it physically on your table. And therefore you have the chance to then go, oh, you know what, I think they look great together, and therefore I'm going to buy Jet as well as Spike. It really made sense. Because if you started releasing all of them at the same time and you had no real point of reference, I mean, sure, you and I were sitting here, it's in front of us, you can see each of our products that we do the documentary on, but nothing beats it if you obviously have a piece in hand, in front of your face, etc., etc. So it definitely made sense for us to wait to that stage, not only because we wanted customers' wallets to recover, but also because we wanted them to have a point of reference. But last but not least, I wanted the other two members of the crew, or should I say the other 3 members of the crew, to be a little bit further down in development line. And I'm happy to say that development on Faye and Ed and I, we're going to call them, they're together in one piece, is much further down the line than it was.
So the wait between Jet Black and the next one, so let's say Faye, won't be too far apart.
Exactly. So otherwise we could have gone boom, Spike in sort of October time, Jet in November time, and then when Faye comes, which is going to be a while away, it would seem like a much longer time. Whereas actually, it's sort of 6 months, boom, slow but steady. That for me is a much better way to approach something like this, especially because most people are going to want to buy the whole crew, and it's not like other lines where it's like, okay, I'll get this piece. I like this character in particular from this franchise. I don't particularly like this character, therefore I won't get it. I'll get the next one. It's almost like if you're gonna get Spike, you're really gonna get the rest of them. My understanding is, or at least that's what I believe the collector's mentality would be, and therefore we wanted to accommodate that conception with the spacing as it is. So, how long has Jet been going for? A long time, long time, but only because we were thinking of you guys. You're welcome.
All right then. Right, next question from Christian Hernandez. How did you come to pick this pose? Anything you learned from Spike that you brought over to this piece?
Right, that is a interesting question. So when it comes to the pose itself, Chocks, you will notice that it's quite a museum. We're going to call it a museum pose. And what I mean by that, he's not sort of jumping over something, he's not sort of running, he's kind of stoic, and he's kind of like contemplating. Right now, obviously, what's he doing with his gun? He's reloading it, right? So there is definitely elements of it being quite museum-esque. And the reason why we did that is the whole range of the crew. So we started with Spike. Obviously, you've seen Spike, how he is, and we'll do some comparison video shots later on. You can consider that the poses themselves are very sort of, they need to kind of match. It would be a little bit strange where he's doing something quite crazy when Spike is quite laid back and chilled the way he is, when they're all supposed to be put together. To be honest with you, Faye, she's a little bit more chilled, but she's doing a little something kind of sexy. I mean, that's kind of her personality, but she's not like running and jumping or anything like that. Again, to be part of the crew, to be part of the set. And you have Ed and I, well, Ed's doing something a little bit crazy, but again, that's more his personality. But he's not like super blasting over or doing something like that. He's sort of doing something else, or should I say she. Then the point is that they need to look all good together. So the pose really had to fit that concept, and also the base themselves. If you look at the distance between the feet and the base, it doesn't go over it because we didn't want the size of this base to be bigger for Jet than it was for Spike. Again, we want them all to be uniform, so they really look great as a set of 4. Again, the whole thing about these pieces have been considered as being a range of 4. So, Chocks, what do you see from the actual pose itself? Do you want to sort of go sort of through that and what you notice from it?
Well, yeah, I mean, straight away it's just kind of more of a static pose. It's just foot firmly on the ground, one left foot in front of the right foot, kind of in a ready action pose. Like I said, he's reloading his gun, eyes kind of staring forwards. So, it's determined face. Would you say it? A determined face?
Actually, not really. If you look at maybe you can't see it from that angle, but have a look at the side of his mouth.
Oh, with the smirk, the grin.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got kind of cool, gruff, kind of a little bit aloof, a little bit smirky as well. He's got that kind of look to him. And if you see the way that his gun is sort of being done, he just fired it. If you look at the way that his finger, maybe you can see it over here on the trigger finger. Can you see how the finger is on the trigger finger?
Yeah.
It's curled around it. It's pulled it, and then if you look at the actual gun itself, can you see how it's being pulled back? It's not just it's like almost like a fired one, or like after it's been shot, or you're pulling it back or cocking it back, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Now we had to get that feeling. It had to be with part of the other hand as well, and that's his left hand. And the left hand, of course, is pulling back on the top of the chamber to pull it back. I'm sure some gun guys will be a bit more specific about the locations of it. The technical aspects. Do let us know in the comments where I may be going wrong. But it's definitely really important that we were to be able to capture that sort of that feeling for this particular pose. Of course, this is the version that is the standard one, and if you look at Spike's standard one as well, he's also holding a gun, so it's almost like a kind of theme amongst them. Again, thinking of them in 4s, if that makes sense. Now you also have the legs. They're not sort of stationary side by side. One's a little bit more forward than the back. And if you look at the actual way that the feet are, they're a little bit slightly outward pointing a little bit as well. Again, that's a little bit more for stability. If you're completely straight and your legs are kind of forward as well, it looks kind of a little bit weird, it feels a little bit unnatural. This though is slightly outward pointing, one foot slightly forward compared to the others, and it therefore makes it a little bit more natural feeling for that as well. Then if you look at from directly from the front, if you look at it, so this is his position over here. There's some slight bending in the torso as well, and it looks probably a little bit more obvious with the tilt of the shoulder, because he's got the gun and he's pulling the arm back a little bit, right? So when you're pulling back the arm, pulling back the shoulder as part of the movement of the gun, you've got a slight rotation in the body as you're pulling it back. Slight twist. It's really, really subtle, but you can see it definitely here. And there's a slight tilting in the shoulder as well. So this is a lower level. This is a little higher level over here. You can really get that sort of aspect of it a little bit more. So in terms of the actual pose, all of that was put together in order to really give a feeling of that motion. It's not just very static. It's always very, very difficult to get that kind of natural feel with something that's quite static, because it's something that everyone does every day, all the time, in terms of, I'm not saying you're going around cocking guns, I just mean it's just standing around is obviously something we do on a daily basis. Now, how often would you say that someone is going to be doing, I don't know, a cartwheel, backflip, some of our more dynamic pieces? Well, not very many people do it, so it's much harder as a point of reference to see whether or not that's correct or not, because it's not something that you see every day. Whereas something like this is something that one does all the time and sees other people doing all the time. It means it's so much harder to get that looking natural, and it's very easy to instantaneously look, what's the word, kind of forced or stiff. almost like, you know, about the uncanny valley where you kind of have it's so realistic, but it's something not quite right that it's really hard to bridge that. That's when it comes to something to do with sort of CGI graphics or robotics or anything like that. You kind of get that same feeling here. If it's slightly off, you can really straight away see, oh, it's kind of stiff, but I don't know why. And then that's what we've got to sort of counter. That's what we've got to counter.
Right. That's everything, yeah?
Yeah?
Okay. All right, next question from Brendan Restello. What did you learn from past anime statues that you applied to Jet?
Okay.
That's a similar question to Christian.
Yeah. Well, you know, Christian was maybe talking about
Spike,
yeah. And well, for Spike, the main thing about that was just how they would fit together as as part of the crew, and making sure that the fact that he was kind of in a static pose really made sure that this had to be something similar like that. That's kind of what I'm focusing on with Christian's question. But with Brendan's, it's more about the actual things on the anime statues in general. I mean, one of the things is for sure that we've been doing is having these kind of lines along there, just to kind of give a feeling of animation lines. And Chocks, can you sort of, why don't we take this to actually look at some of the details that you can see?
Yeah.
You know, top to bottom, some of those details, including the lines, and you can sort of see where that comes from. And over to you, Chocks.
Yeah. So straight away from the head sculpt, you see everything sculpted there, from the brows to the back of the head.
It's got some really, he's got some amazingly 3D brows, right? He's got these tufts of hair that comes up. In fact, you know, we had to redo this head because there was some things like this, like there's 3 whiskers over here on the side of his beard that comes out like this.
Sideburns,
right? Sideburns, that's the kind of beardy thing.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them from the front, right? And it's done in a triangle shape. And before we made a mistake and it was kind of like not quite the same. And these are some fine details that I should not have put this into the club because they're like, and so to be clear, this head is as a result of some club feedback. So I really appreciate those who did come back to help shape this piece. The details of that and the shape of the head and the eyebrows, even to the millimeter, all that sort of stuff was really examined with a fine tooth comb with the club as well, and that was the reason how Jet was sort of overjumped by Spike in terms of which was going first.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's a happy accident, that's fine. But in terms of, as you said, you know, the way that his sideburns, his beard, and his eyebrows, all that sort of stuff was...
The shape of the head as well is very, very... Having put it emphasized, this like the brow just behind at the top bit there.
Yeah.
The way it bulges out.
Correct. And it's the same way that, you know, his head shape is not just a perfect circle, it's kind of got this sort of flatness to it there. And
not perfectly round, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it from the side profile.
What do you think? Kind of spitting image?
Not quite.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're missing a scar. So you can
Speaking of, you can see the scar.
You can see the scar, yeah. So that's sculpted in there.
That's a different level as well to the
it's
other.
kind of like indented in, yeah. And then with the, what do you call it? What's that one? The kind of the metal plating.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that goes above. That's on another level as well. You can see the rivets where that plate is that sticks out. Yeah, and then that big, massive chin that, you know, with the beard that sticks out as well.
It's a very unique design.
Yeah, it's a very unique face.
It really is. It really is, and it was certainly a challenge to get that down right. But again, it was great that we had the club get involved to help with that.
It's like we've always mentioned in the previous documentaries where anime translating that from 2D to 3D, we always go for that same situation. What would it look like from 2D to 3D? And we had that same, I think we mentioned that in the Spike documentary as well, how the nose is shaped differently from different scenes.
Oh right, yeah. The inconsistencies amongst the between different frames.
Yeah.
For sure.
And okay, that's the head. Different shading, okay? Just to
you can see
highlight
his.
that.
Do you see the way that he has his sort of bowl patch at the back? I mean, sorry, the strip of hair.
Yeah.
At the back, maybe you can show from over here. You can see it in the camera over there as well. It's got this kind of dip in the middle, right at the back. Instead of it doesn't go all the way around, it has some little details that goes down there. And you can see all the sculpted hair as well go through it. It's not just smooth. It has this these line details to it. It's also important to see that what we did with the sort of muscle groups, the way it's at the clavicle, the collarbones, the way that the neck muscles go around as well. Those are some sort of subtle, it's not just smooth, it's not like here's a tube for a neck. There is definitely some detailing for that.
Yeah, and the way the head sits, because the cutting is actually just where the shirt line goes, the collar line. So you won't see any like necklines here, like along here or anything.
That's right.
Where you get with some other statues, but so it's nicely attaching to the collar, shirt collar.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then how many layers? Wow, for his overalls. So he's got his overalls, which is the dark bluey color that you can see here, different shades of blue, and then the pockets, the pocket area, which is in a darker green, and then you can see the arm, the sleeves. You can see the layers.
That's right. So if you look at this red area, it's a higher level than the skin.
Yeah.
And that sort of internal layer, it goes into this kind of overall, so it's almost like a one piece, right? It was like a dungarees or sort of like a suit. And you can see it on so you can see it on this side, but you can also see it if you spin it around over here, boom, you can see it on this side as well.
Yeah.
Oh, were you looking on the other side?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
With you can see the actual rips and tears along the edges.
Right,
Yeah.
and if you go to the chest as well, of course, that's the sort of lower level as well. This, and obviously on the inside of there, which from that angle, all of those at the same level. And then you have this rip effect that goes around the edges of the shirt, and of course you see the rip effect across here as well. The V of the chest.
Yeah.
Can you see that it's not just one color blue?
Because it's showing the underside of
Which is
green.
Exactly, and on the green, therefore, we've done that on the inside of these rips. It's green as well, and you can see the inside of the rip on the wherever you obviously have it ripped, and you expect the underside is green. We've made sure that we've captured that within it to make sure that you can really sort of see how that might look.
But the inside the collar is blue though, right?
Are you talking about this one over here? Yeah.
Okay. So guys, if you can't, I probably just have to see from here, but the collar, you can see it. Yeah, you can see the orange kind of stripes near the front of the collar.
Some nice colouring there.
Kind of like, because right now in this video it might be a bit too dark here with the blues, but having a bit of different colour kind of brings out the details.
Right.
And then you can see the insignia on the back.
Yep, the emblem on the back, that's all being painted on as well.
Sculpted as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it has a different level on that. Different thickness. And then you get the creases where Alex was talking about. If his body is slightly twisted, slightly turned, you can see the flow of the creases as he twists his body.
It's really important that the twists is accented by the folds. It really helps sell it, especially given that this is almost like a kind of very, very tight sort of tight suit, I would say, to a certain extent.
And then besides, the suit's not flat. As you can see all the bumps and the ridges along the suit. You actually get some, what do you call it, the threading on the back. So, for example, you see that on the back there with the line that goes down?
Yeah.
It kind of splits off around the waist.
It's almost like the sort of seams that you sort of thickness to it.
So that's along the back as well, vertically. And it kind of splits off kind of a Y, upside down Y shape around the back, along the back of the thighs. And you have the same threading on the front of the suit as well. So hopefully you guys see the details there. So then, I mean, besides the threadings on the front, you can go further down. The knee pads. Yeah?
Right, so the knee pads themselves, they're like a slightly darker, sort of almost black kind of like compared to the actual dark blue. I mean, they look quite similar, but if you look closely, there are some differences between the two, between the knee pads and the actual thing. Now, what's kind of important to sort of note is with the actual sculpting, you're talking about the knee pads themselves. You can see the way that the knee pads come around the back, right? They come around the back.
Come around the back, and then you can see the overalls kind of like...
There you go. It's kind of like really thick overalls fitting into some Wellington boots. We'll talk about the boots in a minute, but the way that there's sort of some thickness to the actual overalls, and they're kind of going over it's the way that the sort of band of the knee pads has sort of made it tight, that has allowed for all this bunching of the of the material of the trousers to sort of, or the overalls, to sort of bunch over it. That's absolutely right.
And then the pads are all textured as well, differently to the trousers. I mean, the trousers kind of a smooth. The overalls is more of a smooth surface.
Right.
But
and that's sort of keeping in with the
anime feel to it, and the way it kind of matches with Spike as well.
Correct.
And but the pads, it has a little subtle texture of it. You can see some of the scuff marks as well, as though as exactly what they meant before. Anyway, protecting his knees. So there will be some scuffs, and then going into the boots. So these are massive boots.
You've got a pair of Chocks.
I don't have these kind of boots.
Now, what's quite interesting in the actual design is you can see there's a mixture between this kind of metallic color and the sort of darkness of the feet here. Now, I don't want to say that this feet material here is kind of, I would say, flexible. And of course, that these are not as flexible as compared to the blacks of areas. Now, the reason why I say that, it's almost like you can see at the connection point, if you look at the way that this overhangs, obviously we know it's sort of for protection, right? We know that. Except the fact is that there's like nothing between here and this top part of silver. So it's kind of, you can probably see it better a little bit on this one here. Between this area and this piece here, it would, logically speaking, it would allow for movement of the, your foot's like that. It would allow for this kind of movement like that, right?
Right.
Your foot to move like that if you have that kind of space. Now, if it was all metallic, you'd be like, oh, that's kind of hard to move. And that's probably the reason why he can... So what I'm saying is he can tap dance pretty easily. Obviously, for tap dance, you do need to have a little bit of metal soles. Right. And
so, I mean, it's functional, basically. I mean, the shin guards protects the front and back of his legs. And then, it has these kind of like triangle, kind of, how do I call it, these pointy ends.
Yeah.
And probably for design purposes rather than protecting. I'm not exactly sure on that.
You take one of them to the face and you tell me whether or not it was for design purposes.
But this bottom part of the boot is all kind of like textured differently. It's more,
right.
More,
a bit more worn.
Bit more worn.
Bit more worn. Now, actually, if you apply that logic and you go to the top of the shoulder pads as well, these shoulder pads are the same sort of material as the knee pad, or sorry, no, the shin pads and the legs and the boots. And so they kind of match in the same way that we painted them as well. They have this kind of beautiful metallic sheen to it with some darkening to it. It's got some sort of darkening effect on it.
Kind of a purplish, purple silver.
Purple brown kind of on the silver. Purple brown on that silver. Speaking of more sort of metallic things, if you look at his right arm, it's just like yours and arms, except for with significantly more muscle on their arms. And if you look at the way that we have the actual anatomy, we've sculpted those actual muscle groups going across the way that the front and the biceps and the triceps and that sort of feeling of it going through there, going through to the forearm.
Yeah, and there's some veins popping out as well. You see the veins?
I don't recall that. Let me see.
Some veins there. Very faint, subtle veins.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, it goes all the way through the actual fist itself.
Gripping the gun.
Right. Right. So if you go and have a look at the, you can sort of see the way it's going through there. I'm jealous of that vein, right? And then it crosses through to the tendons at the back of the hand. Now the hands are flat. Yep. But it's always important to consider when you're pulling on something, there's a bit of strain. You can see it sort of on my hand as well. You've got this kind of ridged effect, the lines going down that. Well, he's definitely got that. Let's see if we pull it up on the camera, you can kind of see it definitely there. That is definitely something that we had to make sure that we considered when we were doing the sculpting for that.
So that's his right arm.
Right, now I believe his left arm, Chocks, is not quite the same as mine or yours. And there, Chocks, why don't you talk a little bit about that, the detail work on that?
Yeah, I mean, the lines, first of all, drawing different layers. I mean, just look at the shoulder first. There's like one, 2, 3 layers there. top bit.
Now you would think about that is probably going to be again functionality. You know, like imagine you have an action figure, right? If you don't have that kind of segmented thing, you probably can't get the kind of movement that you could possibly get. So I think that sort of helps with the movement.
And then you go into the more the bicep part. This part of the arm is much more more shaped into his right arm. It's very human-like.
Right? It looks like muscles,
Yeah.
but in a metallic style, and it's done in a really clever way. Again, that's a testament to the amazing designs that is obviously coming from the anime itself. And that's that same sort of running theme of a metallic hand that has almost the characteristics of a human hand or arm is really goes throughout that, not just into the bicep area, but if you look at the way it connects into the elbow, and then the way that the forearm sort of connects, almost fits over the forearm, so that fits over the elbow. Like there's a hinge right there, and then
You can see the little holes back there.
so that's absolutely right. So you can see that here, this is a thinner section to this bit over here, right? And you can also see it from this angle, but yeah, obviously you can see it from that side. And it has that thinness and then a thickness, thin thickness, and it allows for you to get that feeling that it looks like a hand and it looks like an arm, but obviously, I don't know, it's in metal. Now that also goes through to the fist, the hand itself. Tell me what you can see with the sculpting on the hands. It follows that same theme.
Yeah, all these here have like different layers as well. As you put your finger around it, you can actually feel all these individual lines, these muscle lines, above and underneath as well, back of the arm. You can see there, back of it.
Yeah.
Just is actually done differently. This bit here and
Right.
back of the arm. And then with the hands it's quite interesting. It's like there's like small sections right above each knuckle, and then you have the kind of the lines that goes.
That's right.
That goes up, that connects to his forearm.
So, you know, going back to the anime aspect of Brendan's question about those lines, having looked at this, there are definitely some areas I want to slightly tweak. For example, if you look at the chest, there are definitely some lines on there that I would need to. Show them over here. Probably doesn't necessarily come a lot. There are some sort of, we'll call them anime lines along this area that looks a little bit too uniform, and as a result not quite as natural. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak that a little bit, some certain other areas, just to kind of break up the monotony. They look quite identical, which doesn't make sense. It almost looks like it's just being placed for placement's sake, and so that's something I will be tweaking.
Yeah.
And I just want to give you guys a heads up. And
yeah, so as you were saying, those anime lines, you can see
they're all throughout
all
it.
throughout, yeah. The arms, you can see them along the front and back of the suit.
I think the reason why it's not as obvious on the suit, of course, because it's a dark color of the anime lines and it's a dark color of the suit itself. It's a little bit more obvious on the chest, which is why I'm going to make that change to it. We're going to get that slightly tweaked.
Yeah.
Do you believe we have some on the boots as well? Maybe from. Oh, don't see it. We just tweak that. Let's
I see them on the shoulder
exactly
pads.
right, which look great. We just have a few here and there. Just want to break up the. It's a little bit too uniform. Like, oh, there's one right there. There's one right there. No, it needs to be a little bit more uniform. A little bit sort of well thought out. So we're going to tweak that.
And then his gun.
Yep. Pew pew.
Yep.
Obviously,
Pretty straightforward gun.
Yeah, basing it off of the anime, what it looks like, and actually one of the things that we did before was he actually oversized the hands and arms a little bit too big, and this is another reason why it got a little bit jumped over.
Yeah.
With Spike jumped over Jet. Actually, what had happened was they looked okay for him on his own, but when we put him next to Spike, we found that the size of the gun was significantly bigger on Jet's one than it was on Spike's one, and we said that doesn't make any sense. So therefore we actually had to make the size of the gun smaller, and therefore the whole arm itself and the hands to hold the gun a little bit smaller. And the proportions therefore were matched better with Spike, and overall it's a better piece as a result. So now that I recall, that was another reason why we had to just delay Jet and why Spike overtook, which all worked out just fine.
Yeah, so the gun is pretty straightforward, weathering all around.
got the rusty look to it. It's got the sort of accents, the kind of silver accents to it as well, kind of looking like it's a little bit worn down.
Yeah.
That's all there. That's actually probably the most realistic thing of the actual piece itself.
Yeah, and then everything on this base, which is kind of a matte black base with the Cowboy Bebop logo on it in Japanese, and then Cowboy Bebop in English along the middle. So this matches exactly the same with Spike Spiegel. So we explained that in the documentary before, that it gives off this kind of what do you call it? One of those reels, yeah, the camera reel. Yeah.
Well, all I would know is, Chocks, is that you better ask the next question.
Oh, really? All right. Oh, Chris Hildebrand Jr.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Okay, I seriously did not read these.
I thought you could be asking the same question. Instead of, why don't we cross out Chris Hildebrand Jr.'s question and put in Chockles in it?
Yeah, just do everything. For the base, why did you pick the scenes you did, and what was the process in deciding what scenes would make it?
Oh,
exactly,
funny you should ask.
Yes.
Because Chockles was about to get right into it. Over to you, Chocks.
Well, I'm just going to talk about the shape first.
Indeed.
I mean, in there's pretty simple, circular. We want to keep things simple, so it matches to every character.
100%.
Yep.
And the rest of the theme will be just like that.
So Spike color was blue. If you checked out our previous teasers and documentaries, you noticed that we did Spike in blue because
Right.
it matches his color theme in the anime.
Absolutely.
And then Jet is obviously in green here, and then here very, very simple, one round base, and then you can see there's a circular line that's cut along the top of the base.
Yeah.
And then it's like one of those camera reels where this bit is sticking slightly further out, same as the bottom, and then around the edge.
You mean an Oreo?
Sorry, like
I'm hungry now.
He loves it for Oreo. Yeah, so it's like a sandwich, biscuit, and then in the middle, slightly indented, and with anime scenes.
I don't know what biscuits you have, because
Wrapped
usually they're
around.
much thicker and just a tiny bit of filling. This is like significant.
Yeah, I want more fillings.
Actually, having said, it's more like an ice cream sandwich, aren't they? Pretty
I
thinner on
think
the
I
top,
told you,
and
yeah.
then like more.
Like with the thin wafer.
Right.
Top and bottom. Okay. So this whole anime scene at the bottom, this is gonna look really good with all the other characters. Right. So
Absolutely.
Every single one has their own theme.
Exactly, it's
theme
all on
base.
them. Right.
Yeah.
So, in terms of actually answering Chris's question about what scene they were actually taken from in the anime, actually, you know what? We were given a style guide and we were requested to take the imagery from the anime, from the style guide that we received, and in there was a bunch of screenshots as well as the sort of references for Jet himself. So obviously most of it is all focused on Jet.
Yeah, with his different expressions.
Wearing sunglasses, got the gun here, and you can really sort of see that sort of details that's on his face with regards to, again, you can sort of see that three pointy thing for his beard. One thing I just want to quickly bring your attention to, Jocks, is the hammerhead he's got over here, which is his vehicle. It's almost like so we got that going on there, and we wanted to make sure that had some representation. You can see his insignia over here as well. He's got him there looking right. The very front one is him with his bonsai. There might be some slight tweaks where they can sort of really go which way, in terms of it doesn't matter exactly which one is front, side, sort of back, to a certain extent. Just wanted to make sure that it had everything that was on this was representative of Jet, of course. Again, his ship, his insignia, and obviously his guns, his expressions, etc., etc.
Right.
Cool. I believe
That's everything covered, right?
that is it. But Chocks, let's say you decide that this is going to be a piece for you. I want to know, how tall is he? How heavy is he? Do you have that for me?
Yes.
Before you do that though, Chocks, I'm going to do our nice comparison with a Coke can. And one of these cans is 330 ml, which is different to Americans 350, or is it 355?
355.
355, okay.
You could never get that right.
Just so you can compare. Sometimes it's just easier. You might have some Coke cans around. standard ones. This is just about 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So it's got a nice little height to it, Chocks. A nice little height to it. All right. What does that actually mean in real world dimensions, Chocks?
Yes. Or if you don't have any cans on you, but you have a tape measure for height, which is from the bottom of the base to the top of his head. I have that at 20.5 inches.
One of these days we're going to actually get our tape measure back, aren't we, Chocks?
Let's actually rather than a tape measure, get a nice long ruler or something. I don't know.
Indeed.
So 20.5 inches. So that's 52 centimeters. 52 cm. For the width, I'm going to do the width and the depth at the same time. The width, which is from here to here, and the depth, which is from, turn that sideways, here to there. Everything fits within this round base. So I have that at 10 inches by 10 inches.
Really nice space saver. For those that might have concerns about collecting the entire crew and how can they be put next to each other, not a problem.
Not a problem at all. So that's
Spoiler alert, Chocks.
25 centimeters by 25 centimeters.
If every single one fits on the same base, then therefore by logical default, every single one will be 10. And therefore, 10 inches,
10
right?
inches, yeah.
And
25
therefore, you have the ability to have it, boom, 40 inches across. If you want to put them 40 inches deep, that's up to you.
All lined up behind you.
Hey, whatever, if this is your piece, you could do whatever you want to do.
So I guess the only thing you consider is the height. But vertical space is
it's easy to manage.
Easier to manage
Yeah.
than the horizontal.
I think most people have a difficulty with the depth because most sort of display options don't really have a very deep
right,
thing. Right. For sure.
So the weight of this is a little bit heavier than the previous one, Spike.
Sure, I
So
mean, he's significantly chunkier.
Yeah,
When you
chunkier.
see Spike next to Jet, you'll see that.
So this one is at 3 kgs.
Cool. Nice.
And just to highlight that, this is just a statue, give or take, around 3 kgs. And then you have the packaging on top of that. So just something, just a little bit more information.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's next, Chocks?
Shout outs.
Boom!
Yes, so guys, that same thread that I just mentioned that we post in the club, in there I will randomly leave a message and say first 10 people to reply to that message will get a shout out from Alex. So over to you.
All right, let's do this. Shout out to Emily LP Rose. How's it going? We got Brendan Friedley in the house. We got John Morales. What's going on, mate? J Guy is right there as well. We got our lovely admin Jessica Kasnik in the house. What's going on? Aiden Woods. We got Stefan Gunther. We got Brendan Rastello. What's going on? Obviously a lovely admin there as well. Lydia Bordini. I'm sure she's going to be back at it again with a blue heart. And we have Nikolai Ionescu. How's it going? I know he's a big Cowboy Bebop fan, so
Yes.
it's nice that you got himself a shout out right there. I like it. Now, Chocks, everything we've shown over here, right here, that you see is the standard version
Yep.
of Jet Black. You should be able to maybe order it with your local retailer. Or obviously you can buy it from our website as well. This is the standard version of him. But in case you didn't know, you're new to our channel or our company, we also offer something which we call the exclusive version. And there's no difference here for Jet. He also has an exclusive version, which we're going to show you in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Check it out, guys. This is, of course, the exclusive version. Come get some. Right? Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, this is his left hand is covering his right hand here.
It's that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's that coming this side.
I mean, at the end of the day, first of all, it'll be surprising whether or not you get with a mechanical arm.
Yeah, why is he cracking that out?
But it's also,
He needs a bit of WD-40.
but of course, if you think about it, when you're going to bust someone up, right? If you're thinking, I'm going to come get you, you're going to be punching your power hand, right? So, in this case, you would expect him to be punching his left hand because...
Punching his left hand.
I mean, his left hand is punching.
His left hand punching his right
yeah,
hand.
sure. I mean, but yeah, the one that's got the power in here is his left hand. Maybe he's a southpaw, but also because, well, hello, would you rather punch someone with your hand or with a metal hand in your face?
I don't want to dirty it. Don't want to have any
Scuff marks or something like that. Well, based on that, though, obviously, Jet, he doesn't do too much fighting, but when he does, he's certainly got the build for it. Look at the size of those muscles compared to Spike. Look at the size compared to the rest of the crew. He's definitely the sort of big daddy of them all kind of thing. So we wanted to give people some display options with regards to his hand. And again, it kind of sort of matches a little bit of where Spike as well, his exclusive was a hand without his actual gun as well. So again, the standard version of Jet comes with his gun, and so does Jet's one. Spike's one also comes with his gun. And of course, when you compare the exclusive versions, they don't come with the guns either as well. So yeah, this is the exclusive version. Yep. Now, Chocks, the details that we talked a little bit about earlier on in the documentary with regards to the human hand muscles, the arms and the muscles and the t-shirts, all that sort of stuff, and of course the movement of the elbows and what have you, that has all been carried across. So these are additional switch out pieces. Yeah. And they're completely different. It's not like we actually articulated that arm and brought it in like that, and therefore you place it on top of it. These are two separate
two sets of arms that you get with the exclusive version. And you want it?
Yeah, I mean, just to sort of compare, I guess. Good point.
There you go.
Thanks. So yeah, I mean, obviously you can see this is his alternative right hand, etc.
So the original position for the standard version will be him, the arms like that, kind of like angled in. And you can see straight away this is kind of a straight looking arm, whereas the exclusive arm is literally like that kind of pose, angled, and it's kind of lifted up as well, so you can see the gap between the armpit. And the way we cut this is great because we could cut it right underneath where the overalls overhang his shoulder, so it has a really nice clean fit when you swap out the arms.
That's right, so it's really seamless.
Yeah, and then on his right arm, so this is kind of angled inwards towards the center of his body. Well, this one is kind of like, again, much closer to his arm body, because this one is the one that's on top of his right arm.
That's right, it's closer to the chest. It's closer to the chest,
so one,
That's right. And I also wanted to show you again the difference between this elbow. The sort of, I talked a little bit before about the functionality of this. If you look at the elbow and the connection to the forearm, you can see that. If you compare it to in the camera over here, you'll find that it should be this angle here. You see more from from here to here than you do on this one over here, and that's the reason is because obviously it makes sense when you've moved it across, you're going to expose more of that elbow right there. So that was a consideration as well. But yeah, you're absolutely right when you see the way that the body is being hugged a little bit more with that hand as well. So the exclusive version comes with both of those. That's all seems pretty straightforward to me, Chocks. I believe though that there are some, I guess there are going to be some differences in terms of the weight. Maybe if you put them together, I'm sure it's the same. So I guess if you're thinking about your display options, assuming you don't put these sets next to it, I guess overall it will be 3 kilograms as well. Same height, same everything.
Give or take, yeah.
But of course, these are pretty weighty on their own. If you consider the overall package, of course, it will be more. If you decided to put this on the actual shelf itself, if you decide to keep it in the box and just swap it out every month or something like that, just for some different display options, then the only thing you need to consider, of course, is the 3 kilograms. So that shouldn't be too difficult. Okay. All right, Chocks, I believe we have one more question.
Okay, one more question from Benjamin Robert Riggs. Who was more challenging, Spike or Jet?
I would say it was, you know, I think
they were challenging in their own way.
They were challenging in their own way. I think
we, like, for example, for Spike, we went in quite a lot of back and forth with the hairstyle. The
hair was really difficult for Spike, but overall the rest of it was pretty straightforward. You know what I think was the most difficult thing? I think we kind of did it to ourselves with regards to a little bit of inexperience of really sculpting both of them at exactly the same time and really comparing everything at the same time. We actually made Jet much earlier in the physical stage, but we had to go back and change some things. Again, we had to change it, not because he didn't look good on his own, but it's because he didn't look good with Spike. That was really key for us. So it was quite annoying that we had to do that. We had to sort of really thought about that a little bit more. I mean, it comes with experience now. Where, as I said, the hands were oversized. We had to create 2 sets of new arms for that. We had to change the head as well, you know, all that sort of stuff as well. So I would say that overall though, Jet Black was easier. Just we made some mistakes that we shouldn't have made, and that made it just a little bit more, how do I say, not difficult, just a little bit annoying that we didn't spot that. And I would say Spike was also quite difficult because of the fact that his face is, you know what? Let's compare that actually side by side. Why don't we bring Spike in? Let's bring him in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Check it out, guys. Of course, Spike and Jet now together. Now you're beginning to see the vision. You're seeing how they look together. And boy, do they look great. What do you think, Chocks? How's that coming along?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good as on their own, but even better thinking down the road that, you know, you get the blue, green, you know, yellow, red.
Absolutely. And it was important to, again, now you're beginning to see how these bases work together, having that, as you were saying, the colors and the way that they have their own individual sort of reels going around there. But not just that, look at the actual scale between them.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of interesting is the actual designs. You'll see that Spike's bum is up here and Jet's is down here. And that's really actually just how it is in the anime. The scales and the proportions, they all match. So Spike is his own unique thing with these incredibly long legs and thin. And with Jet, you can really see the comparison of the sizes between the two, where he's much thicker. Overall, there's far more resin in Jet than there is in Spike. You can obviously think about the thickness of the piece. He's much thicker, etc., in terms of his body. And the question in terms of who do we think was more challenging? I would say definitely it's Spike. Now Jet was quite challenging in the sense that we'd done some mistakes ourselves internally. We kind of made him and then made Spike, and we didn't quite do them in unison. And we got to the physical stage with Spike, and when we came to the physical stage with Jet, and when we came to the physical stage with Spike, we found that there were things that we had to change as a result. Because whilst Jet looked great on his own, he didn't pair perfectly with Spike, and it's so important to us that they pair well together. And what do I mean by that? I was saying a little bit earlier that the hands of Spike and Jet were different sizes, and of course one of the other things was, of course, their guns were different sizes. Where this now they're much more in the same scale here. Before he was significantly bigger before, and it was kind of
Out of place,
and it didn't make sense for that to happen. So we made those changes, and we wanted to make sure that they looked really great next to each other. Also, the thing about Jet is he has quite a lot of we struggle a lot with Spike's face and his hair.
His hair, yeah.
Obviously, we didn't struggle too much with this guy's hair, with Jet's hair, but obviously we struggled a bit more with his beard. Of course, Spike doesn't have one. But more importantly, there's a lot more things on Jet's face than there is on Spike's to make it a little bit more recognizable. Let's say you only had a silhouette and you could really quite quickly tell that you're looking at Jet Black when you saw this kind of metal thing around his eye and the scar. Obviously the silhouette, of course, of the beard as well, you'll be able to very quickly see the distinctive features of Jet. Therefore, it's much easier for us to sort of capture him. Now, I didn't quite capture him perfectly, that's why I refined him with the help of the club, but definitely it helped a lot to have him in the anime have so many distinctive features. Whereas if you look at Spike himself, there's actually not very much that's quite distinctive. It's sometimes it's very easily a single line for the nose, a single line for the mouth, a couple of, obviously the eyes are the eyes. That was a bit more challenging to translate, and he had to be, it's much harder to do that, I should say. It's much easier to get it wrong, I should say. But in terms of them together, I'm very happy with how that's coming along, and we're not making the same mistake with the rest of the crew to make sure they're all perfectly aligned, all in scale and looking great next to each other. So, for sure, I'm really pumped with how that's looking, and I hope you guys are as well. If you are a fan of Cowboy Bebop, this should be right up your alley.
Yeah.
This bad boy will be in people's collections very, very soon, and then you come back and check this video once it's in your collection, and then see, oh right, he's this height, okay, I can get a better idea of how Jet will look, and I can then make your purchasing decisions based on that, I would say. All right, Chocks. Why don't we have give them a quick turn together? Quick turn together, and then is there anything else you want to add before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, I believe that's it. So yeah, guys, do let us know. I mean, I think we probably
It might be easier than if it's because it's the
Just
world's
manual
slowest
to-
thing.
I mean, we've already given you guys the answer that these guys are part of the team.
Indeed. Chocks, you want to just give a bit of a turn?
So do let us know in the.
You would go the other way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? It's quite cool that way.
All right. Yeah, that's a fair enough point.
Yeah.
It's a fair enough point.
Yeah.
Display it how you want. Actually, I would probably make his other side. I would tell her how to do that this way, right? Because his gun is covering his face.
Yeah. Like that.
There you go.
Then he's covering his gun.
Indeed, and this is the back together.
So these two are part of the team. But do let us know. What else do you want to see from the Cowboy Bebop line?
Oh, I mean, obviously,
Maybe some of the spacecrafts, some of the villains.
absolutely. You want to like to see Sid? Right. One thing, just before we completely wrap this up, Chocks. Of course, the studio setup has some nice lights. Of course, I've got the red behind me. You got the blue behind you,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's exactly how.
Exactly.
Obviously, it was pan, right?
We'll need to get the yellow one soon.
True that.
Yeah.
All right, Chocks. That's
Alright,
it. That's the one wrapped up. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Remember to do like and subscribe. Please put some comments and questions, anything you might do below in the comments. And of course, we will get back to you. We're always hanging around in the club and on YouTube. I think that's all we do all day long. But much appreciated for watching, guys. So thanks for that. I'm your host, Alex.
I'm Chockles.
F for F is love.
For his life.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Laters.
Boom! Look at that. Exactly the same hat.
Woo. That was a long
yeah. Did you like that we changed the background right there and we're wearing exactly the same clothes? That was done in real time. Right there, right then. Hopefully you guys like what you see. Jet Black, the man of the hour. Here he is.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you guys had a chance to check out that video, that documentary. I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed. I tried looking it back. That the streaming only seems to go to 720. I really wish. I need to check into that. Why we can't get that a little bit higher? 1080. I'm not sure how it looks.
It crashes the software, doesn't it? It's too much of a risk. But guys, we will post a high-res version of the 4K version, right?
Aye.
The 4K version will eventually be uploaded onto YouTube
today.
Yeah. Once we've gone live with the pre-orders, all the documentary, the hype video, all the teaser videos, all that information will be on YouTube, on the main Facebook page as well. So, guys, if you want to see high-res quality photos and videos, they will be on the website.
I want to thank anybody who was in the club that helped me develop this head. You know, this is something that we did really together as a group. So I really want to thank those that helped out with that. If you were someone who gave back feedback to help shape that for Jet Black's head, much appreciated. We got there in the end. I hope you like the final outcome. It was certainly the reason why Jet was overtaken by Spike. Here we are now. Even the shapes of these sideburns, all of these things were taken into account. And as we said in the documentary, it was something that actually was something that we had to go back to the drawing board and actually sort of tweak it, and it just.
And then hence Spike came up for pre-order first, and then we want to space Jet out between the launch,
right?
So that's why.
And I called it. Liam says obviously I'm a massive Jet fan because I got the same hairstyle. You're absolutely right. I've been shaving it ever since I watched Cowboy Bebop. See my boy Jet, but he does it better than me. I'm trying my best. Had a shave last night and all.
Yeah. So what do you think, guys? Right next to having Jet, right next to Spike, in the comparison shot.
That's cool, right?
Yeah,
You got,
it's
a,
cool,
little,
yeah,
you got
yeah.
a picture of that as well. You got Spike somewhere as well, haven't you?
Yeah. We'll post that on the main page as well.
Yeah, we will
Yeah.
do. We will do. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so we're going to go through all the price points. We're going to go through all that information. We're going to do that just after we finish showing you the product trailer. And we'll see you on the other side for that. Boom! You know, kung fu is like, let's get some. You see, that's the more Chinese style, right? That's but it's a little bit more forward. This is more like towards your chest. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Absolutely.
Let's change it.
All right, let's do it. There you go. Then let's get this bad boy in. Just like that, it's time to come get some. Hold on. Come get some. I like it. All right, guys. So it's time to go through all the pricing, all that good stuff. Right, Chocks?
That's right. All right, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the making of documentary. That will go on YouTube, everywhere else, Facebook, etc. after the stream. And hope you guys enjoyed the hype video as well. Right. As the video suggests, there are two versions, the standard edition and exclusive edition.
Aye.
Okay? Alright guys, so the pre-order, the reservation will start today after the stream. And then next week, that will be the 10th of May. That's where the validation starts. Okay? Validation day, that's what we call it. So estimated release date is Q2 2020. We do offer 12 months payment plans for this, as always. So we only take a 10% NRD deposit. Right.
Am I figuring out? We're doing the pricing now.
You want to do the pricing?
we're doing the pricing. Yeah.
The pricing is that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the standard version, the standard edition comes with these set of arms. Now, him with the gun pointing down. All right. So the standard version comes with these arms.
Yep.
Price.
If you were to jump on the 12-month plan, and you decided that you wanted to sacrifice some coffees, of
Okay.
which coffees cost
Have they gone up in price?
two skinny laddies $4.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
$4?
$4. You would have to sacrifice 7 cups of coffee a month.
Okay.
7 cups of coffee a month
Mm-hmm.
in order to have jet black in your collection after the NRD has been taken.
Sure.
So we break it down. The NRD is minus from the top, and that comes to $28 a month after the NRD. So the SRP is $375. We take off the $37 for the deposit and then divide it by 12, bringing it to $28 a month. Hopefully that's going to mean it's quite easy for a lot of collectors to get into this. We are keeping this along the same lines of Spike. You know, we've subsidized this one again.
Mhm.
You know, Spike
Yeah.
is much thinner. He's about, I think he's $25 cheaper, right? This one is a 1/4. We kept it simplistic, and we made sure that the price reflected that, because we knew that most people wouldn't just get Spike, they're most likely to get Jet and then be committed for the rest of the team, so for the rest of the crew. So we wanted to, and the response to Spike was good. So people took advantage of that low price for Spike. And, you know, of course, this should be more, just like Spike should be more, but we're really, really hoping that people really buy into this this Cowboy Bebop
And we
line.
hope that Jet does as well as Spike. So yeah, we just hope the entire crew could be made.
We hope that this is
Yeah.
going to be a 4-piece, and you know, there's been some accusations. Not, how do I say, not, yeah, what's the word? How's the word? Not without reason that sometimes we don't, you know, FTL, right? And that's not faster than light for your reference. And, you know, I just want to make sure that we get. Can we get it? You know, it's. Yeah, there's some blame with us, but yeah, there's some blame with you guys. Let's be honest with you, right? When we're talking about any FTLs, can we get this across the line, please? Boom, whole series. Let's do it. Get it. Let's get it on. That is the regular price, and the exclusive price, of course, is $550. Oh no. Oh no, it's the same price, Chocks. I believe it's
That's
the
right.
same price. So yes, also $375. Let's get it, guys. Let's do
The
it.
exclusive version comes with the standard arms and also the pair of arms that you see right here. 2 sets of arms. Yeah, because we went back and forth. I mean, I remember back in the day when we did Spike and we said, look, guys, it was, you know, we were trying to entice a lot of anime
Right.
folks into collecting these 1/4 scale resins, and yeah, I mean, the price was set as what it was back then, and we did mention that Jet would have to be higher, but when the time came, you know, we went back and rethink. You know, half a year's quite a big difference, right?
Right.
So over time we started thinking about it, and hey, like you said, Jet did pretty good numbers, and
Spike did very good.
So sorry, Spike did pretty good numbers, so we want that to continue on. Hopefully.
It was 900 or something.
I don't know.
And I thought maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know, but it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. It wasn't. So it was good. It was good. Yeah. So we hope we can have the same effect for this one.
Otherwise, it's gonna be some of this going on,
Yeah.
right, Jocks? It's gonna be some of this.
Yeah, because we were like, should we? No, let's stick to that same formula, and hopefully it works across for Jet. So here we are. All right, guys, and even though this one weighs a bit more than Spike, obviously the packaging will be a little bit bigger because of the extra arms,
Aye.
etc., etc.
Aye.
The shipping costs will be exactly the same as Spike.
Get it.
Okay, so let me just run through the shipping costs with you guys. So for Zone 1, okay, so the shipping cost is the same for the standard and the exclusive. So just one shipping cost for Jet Black. Right, for Zone 1, that is 35 USD. Okay, for Zone 1, so that's United States. For Zone 2, that is EU. That is 45 USD. For Canada, that's 55. For Australia, that's 75. For Asia, that includes Japan, Philippines, Singapore, South Korea, etc. That's 55. And you know the other regions like Zone 3, 4, 5, the what we call the expensive, hard to reach regions, the higher range, higher price regions, it tops out at 85. Alright guys, so if you just missed out those information, don't worry, we will post an FAQ on the main page and on the website after the stream. In there it will explain everything, how to pre-order, how to validate, and all the shipping costs.
I think we should always say this at this stage. Now, it's not really happened. It has every now and then, but it doesn't, we should always say when we're talking about the shipping price, these are the prices that we're saying now. But things can change drastically from now and later. And I think we will move to a situation in the future where we might have an estimate, but they're not locked down. Right? I think that's what we'll move to in the future. We haven't ever really done it where we've had to go back and change things afterwards. But sometimes, if we do have to, sometimes 85 for some of these places, we kind of like lump them all together and go it's 85. We might find that actually, it's more like $200 to send it to French Guiana. Have no idea, right? And unfortunately, that's going to be a time where we have to go back to people and say that's not. Or let's say it's gone incredibly expensive. There's a price hike in UPS, FedEx, or whatever it may be. I think we should always just asterisk that and say, whilst we don't think there's going to be any change,
they should be highlighted. For example, it should be highlighted somewhere within the checkout, somewhere within the basket, and then if we have any shipping updates, we should highlight that on the main page. Like when we have our new website, we have like a ticker system or whatever it is, as a ticker. Like in the latest update. I
thought I wasn't the one who would give away spoilers, but you are. Okay, all right. Then.
No, give the guys some heads up. It's like
right.
Guys
but
no
one's going to be paying attention to that in terms of particularly for a particular product in a particular region. I'm just saying we should always asterisk that.
Sure.
These are, as I said, it's not like we do it very often, if at all. It's just something we should always just.
I just want to be clear about it because sometimes, like I said, the shipping costs can change.
Right.
Yeah. But right now, what we've been seeing, what we've been told about the weight, the shipping costs will be exactly the same as Spike. So hopefully, guys, that will entice you guys. Obviously, we still have those 5 warehouses. UK, Slovakia, Canada, US, and China. So the price, what you see, should be what you pay. There shouldn't really be any custom fees or taxes on top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Chocks. So, is there anything you want to add? Shout outs before we wrap this up, because it's already 1:20 and we want to get this bad boy up and out the door before it's all over.
No, I mean, I just want to say thanks to those guys, the influencers that receive the Spyros and going ahead and unboxing and stuff. We received some feedback. Obviously, anything that we receive, we'll try and post that back out into the club and let you guys check them out as well. Maybe you find a new influencer you want to check out. You might like the way they review our products. You might want to follow them. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Unlisted Leaf. He did a Spyro PVC unboxing. We made a post.
That's right.
We shared that into the club.
Yeah.
So hopefully, with more and more influencers unboxing stuff, or if you know any influencers that might be good at unboxing stuff, or that you feel that you want them to unbox some F4Fs, do let us know. We can look into that, and if they fit the criteria, we might hopefully we'll see them unboxing one of our products in the future. So
sure.
do let us know. We still have some more coming in, and hopefully, you know, when we get some time round to it, we'll post it. I've told Peggy to post it on a daily basis, so you know I'll remind her next week. So
We had a few more.
yeah, we had a few more, so we should
Okay, good.
we should share those into the club and let you guys decide whether you believe the reviews are, you know, good or bad. You know, it's
Sure.
good to have different opinions from all these influencers as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I look forward to that. Do you have any questions? Do you want to say anything on the stream, like quick chat and stuff like that?
No, I think we're gonna wrap this up because it's getting quite late.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
1:30. We've got to as a take
Yes.
some time to do that.
Yes, guys. So do look out on the main Facebook page. There will be the FAQ posts. There will be the main blog post, which highlights everything about, you know, the videos, the images, where to look for, and also there will be a giveaway for this one as well. The statue that's up for grabs is the Jet Black exclusive edition. So make sure you check that main article out. Make sure you jump on to Gleam, fill in those information, and good luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
If you do reserve it over the weekend or sometime next week, make sure to come back next Friday for the validation for the signature edition as well.
Absolutely. Feeding Frenzy in the next 10-15 minutes, and likewise Jet Black will go up live in the next sort of 15-20 afterwards, just a bit after the Feeding Frenzy. So we'll get that. We'll do the Feeding Frenzy, and then Jet Black will go live. So
within half an hour, yeah.
Within
Within half an hour, yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say thanks very much for obviously joining us today. Can't do it without you, and thanks for those who will support us with the Jet Black reservation. We appreciate that. You need to be back at it again next week for validation. Now, this is the second in the line, so the validation is not as important with regards to getting the same number. If you've already got Spike and you authenticate him when you receive him, it's not as important. However, what is important is to be back for the 24-hour period when we validate, because it allows for you to snag that signature edition CHOCKS, which comes with a card signed by yours truly, some extra bonus points, and a
Sticker.
all nice little bits to add into that. All right, CHOCKS. That's it then.
I believe so, yes.
All right, guys. I want to say thanks very much. CHOCKS, we're going to wrap this one up here.
Right.
Okay. This has been Friday Q&A with CHOCKS and A 100 and
17.
the 3rd of May 2019 is now wrapped up. I want to say I will be back at it again in 2 days, and that is Sunday, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Hong Kong time for Let's Play Search Sekiro number 4, where you are gonna boo-hoo at the lack of points because I'm gonna get it. Get up. I can see you in real time, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing it on purpose.
Where you can see me smash up all the bosses, moving forward, 0 deaths, no points, etc. And of course, back at it again for the next Friday Q&A 118. That will of course be next Friday. Can't do it without you guys. We really, really appreciate the support. As always, I'm your host Alex.
I'm CHOCKS.
F4F is love.
For his life.
I'll see you in the next one. Peace.